The meeting here tonight in the second game of their three-game series, and here are the starting lineups and batting orders. First for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Leading off and playing shortstop, Dick. Batting second in center field, Willie Davis. Batting third in left field, Len Gabrielson. Batting fourth and playing second base, Jim Lefebvre. Batting fifth in right field, Ron Swoboda. Batting sixth at first base, Wes Parker. Batting seventh and catching, John Roseboro. Batting eighth and playing third base, Bob Bailey. Batting ninth and pitching, Don Sutton. The Los Angeles Dodgers have been platooning Len Gabrielson and Al Ferrara. Ferrara was in the ballgame last night. Gabrielson's in the ballgame tonight. Ron Hunt is not in the lineup these days because he is still troubled with a shoulder injury. The second time that has occurred this season. Sustained when he did a head-first slide into a base. Now the starting lineup in batting order for the New York Mets. Leading off and playing shortstop, Bud Harrelson. Batting second and playing center field, Larry Stahl. Batting third in left field, Tommy Davis. Batting fourth at first base, Ed Kranepool. Batting fifth at third base, Ed Charles. Batting sixth and playing second base, Jerry Buchek. Batting seventh in right field, Ron Swoboda. Batting eighth and catching, Jerry Grote. Batting ninth and pitching, Don Cardwell. As you are perhaps aware, the New York Mets today sent Ken Boyer over to the Chicago White Sox. And the Mets will receive an infielder, outfielder, Billy Southworth, who will report to the Williamsport Farm Club. Then before December 1st, the Mets and the White Sox will exchange players on the big league roster, mutually satisfactory to each other. At this moment, the umpires are coming out to the home plate area. Tom Gorman, the captain of this umpiring team, will be at the plate tonight. Tony Vinson at first, Paul Pryor at second, and Bob Engel around at third. Manager Wes Westrom is coming out of the Met dugout now with his lineups and batting orders. Dustin Gomez is out there for the Los Angeles Dodgers with the lineups and batting orders sent out by manager Walter Austin. We'll have a single game here tomorrow afternoon, and Don Drysdale will be going tomorrow for the Dodgers. And for the New York Mets, it'll be left-hander Bob Henley pitching the third and concluding game of this three-game set. Right now in the National League standings, the Dodgers are a game and a half ahead of the New York Mets. Starting the series last night, the Dodgers only a half game, and of course they picked up one full game with their 3-0 victory last night. The Houston Astros lost their game this afternoon. And so the Mets, starting play tonight, have a lead of 2 games over the Houston Astros, who are in 10th place. Pittsburgh Pirates defeated Houston by a score of 15-2. Woody Fryman, the winner, and Bo Belinsky was the loser. Manny Mota had a homer, Roberto Clemente had one, Bill Mazeroski had one, and Joe Morgan had one. At the end of a half inning tonight, the Cincinnati Reds, nothing, and the Philadelphia Phillies coming to bat. Jim Maloney against Rick Wise. And in 13 innings, the Atlanta Braves knocked off the St. Louis Cardinals 5-4. The winning pitcher was Cecil Upshaw in relief, and the loser was Jack LeMay, who came in the 11th inning. Cleve Boyle homered in the 14th with nobody, homered in the second with nobody on, his 14th of the season. And Henry Aaron, who leads the National League in home runs, hit his 25th in the 8th inning as one man out. Now the umpires go to their stations here at Shea Stadium, and we're waiting for the Newmark Mets to take the field, and here come the Mets. Now Don Cardwell comes out of the Met dugout and is on his way to the mound. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here at Shea Stadium in New York, our national anthem. National anthem, the New York Mets are on the field. Ed Kranepool is at first base. Jerry Buchek is at second base. Bud Harrelson is at shortstop. And Ed Charles is around at third. Tommy Davis is in left field. Larry Stahl is in center field. Ron Swoboda is in right field. Jerry Grote is the catcher. Don Cardwell is the pitcher. He has not faced the Dodgers this season. Cardwell is making his second appearance since coming off the disabled list, July 16th. He had been out of action since May 31st with an elbow injury and had been placed on the disabled list on June 3rd. In his last start, Cardwell lost at St. Louis 6-4 on July 17th. He pitched 3 innings and allowed 8 hits and 4 runs. On the coaching lines now for the Dodgers, Jim Gilliam is at first base. And Preston Gomez is on the lines around at third.
For the Los Angeles Dodgers, leading off.
Up to lead off is switch-hitting shortstop Dick Schofield, batting left against the right-hander.
Number 2.
Schofield is hitting .221. He has 1 home run and 11 runs batted in last night. He led off with a double and scored the first run of the ball game as the Dodgers got 2 runs in the first inning and won the game 3-0 behind Bill Singer. The Dodgers in 8th place. Here's a pitch that's in for a call, strike 1. So, 31-year-old Don Cardwell, the first pitch in the strike zone. There's a swing and a foul ball back and out of play. The official scorer has noted that the game was delayed. The start of the game was delayed officially 25 minutes. Pitch is outside for ball. Willie Davis is on deck. Here's a 1-2 delivery. And it's low for a ball, 2-2. Cardwell takes the sign from Jerry Grote. The 2-2 delivery. Foul back and out of play. So the count continues at 2-2. Fans are still coming in here at Shea Stadium for the late starter, and if you're in the vicinity and are so inclined, there's plenty of room for you. Cardwell's 2-2 pitch to Schofield. Change, and it hits deep to right, way back, and Swoboda goes to the warning track and hauls it down. Schofield flying out to right, one away, and Willie Davis will be the batter. He's hitting .262. He has 2 home runs and 28 runs batted in. He is a left-hand batter, and he can fly.
Number 3.
Cardwell again starts to work. And the pitch is high and tight for a ball. Len Gabrielson has moved out on deck. The 1-0 pitch swung on, and missed. It's 1-1. Willie Davis at the plate now has a 5-game hitting streak going. And the 1-1 delivery. Hit on the ground toward second, and it's cut off by Kranepool in the hole, and he placed the Cardwell in time. Willie Davis losing his helmet as he scooted across the bag. A close play at first. It goes 3-1. It was headed for the hole between first and second, and Kranepool moved to his right and cut off the ground ball and played to Cardwell, who got to the bag a half step ahead of a flying Willie Davis. 2 away, and now Len Gabrielson's coming up. Left-hand batter. Hitting .228 with 5 homers and 20 runs batted in. Jerry Grote calls time, goes out to the mound to get properly checked out with Don Cardwell. Gabrielson came over from the Los Angeles Angels to the Dodgers. Played college baseball at Southern California in Los Angeles. Came to the majors as a bonus player, $100,000 he was signed for with the Milwaukee Braves. Cardwell's pitch. Swung on and hit deep to right. It's going. If it stays fair, it's way back there. And this one is gone for a home run for Len Gabrielson. His 6th home run of this season. Gabrielson comes across the plate, and the Dodgers are out front by a score of 1-0. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
You're tuned to the bright sound in radio. WGY, WGFM, General Electric Broadcasting Company stations located in Schenectady, New York.
Lindsey Nelson with Ralph Conner and Bob Murphy at Shea Stadium. Jim Lefebvre is up, and Don Cardwell's first pitch is low for a ball. Lefebvre is a switch-hitting second baseman, hitting .281 with 7 homers and 39 runs batted in. 2 men out, nobody on base. Here's a 1-0 pitch, and it's high for a ball. 2-0. The Dodgers lead 1-0. Now pitch to foul, back off the screen and out of play. It's 2-1. Ron Fairley moves out on deck now. Receiver has been the second baseman of the Dodgers until this year when he was shifted over to third and Ron Hutt took over at second. But with Hutt out with the shoulder injury, Lefebvre is playing second these days with Bob Bailey filling in at third. This pitch is high and away. 3-1. Defensively, the Mets play Lefebvre to pull. Cardwell starts to work with the 3-1 offering. Change of pace, swung on and missed, and it's 3-2. Lefebvre swings the bat. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Swung on and on the ground is short. Harrelson up with it. Across the Kranepool, and the side is out. But the Dodgers get a run on a hit, so there's a none left. In the middle of the first, the score is the Dodgers won. The Mets coming to bat. We'll be going now to the bottom half of the first inning, and it's Don Sutton on the mound for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He is 1-0 against the Mets this season. His lifetime record against the Mets is 2 wins and no losses. He pitched a complete game victory over the Mets 7-2 at Los Angeles on May 30th. He allowed 5 hits with 2 walks, and he struck out 8. John Roseboro is catching tonight for the Dodgers. Wes Parker is at first base. Jim Lefebvre is at second. Dick Schofield is at shortstop, and Bob Bailey is around at third. Len Gabrielson is in left field. Willie Davis is in center field. Ron Swoboda is in right. Bud Harrelson is coming up for the Mets, hitting .286 for the season. 10 doubles, 4 triples, 16 runs batted in. Harrelson has hit safely in 7 of his last 8 games. For the month of July, he is batting .387. A switch hitter, batting left. Sutton's first pitch, and it's high for a ball. Don Sutton is 22 years of age. At third, Bob Bailey moves in on the edge of the grass, and here's a pitch in for a called strike. It's 1-1. This will be a 1-1 pitch. And it's in for a call strike. It's 1-2. Larry Stahl has moved out on deck. Defensively, the Dodgers play Harrelson to go to the opposite field. Ed Kranepool moved over near the line and playing shallow and left. Breaking pitch is in for a call, strike 3. So Sutton is 1 strikeout on the board, and it's Larry Stahl coming up.
Larry Stahl.
Stahl's hitting .241. He has 1 homer and 12 runs batted in. Left-hand batter. Yogi Berra on the coaching lines at first for the Mets, and Salty Parker is around at third. There's a swing and a drive into center field, and Willie Davis goes back and on back and reaches up and hauls it down for the out. Ball was well hit, but straight away to center. 2 men out, and Tommy Davis is the batter.
Left fielder, number 12.
He's hitting .308 with 13 homers and 49 runs batted in. He's had 23 doubles, facing his former teammates, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers lead in this game by a score of 1-0. Sutton takes the time from Roseboro. Swing and a foul ball. Back and out of play. It's sort of a wild scene tonight when Ben Scully was doing his pregame radio show back to Los Angeles, and his guest was Tommy Davis. Tommy's family, of course, is now living in Los Angeles, and the Dodgers squad, his former teammates, were all around trying to distract him as best they could during the course of the interview. It was sort of a wild scene. Here's a swing and a ground ball up the middle. Charged by Schofield, gets a big hop, throws on the run in time, and Davis grounds out. No runs, no hits, there's none left. Score at the end of an inning is the Dodgers 1, the Mets nothing, and here's Ralph Kiner.
The second revised edition of the 1967 Mets yearbook is now on sale. In addition to the features of the first edition, there is a new color team picture in the center fold and also an autograph page on page 43. You can get your copy by mail. All you have to do is send 65 cents, 50 cents for the yearbook and 15 cents for the handling charges to Mets Yearbook, J Stadium, Flushing, New York. Zip code is 11368. That's send 65 cents for the yearbook to Mets Yearbook, J Stadium, Flushing, New York. Zip code 11368. Well, the Mets have made a move here today. They have sent Ken Boyer over to the Chicago White Sox for a player to be named later, and it was sort of a sad sight to see Ken move on out of here, but maybe it'll be a good break for him, and he might be able to pick up a World Series check.
All right, Ralph Kiner, we're going down to the top half of the second. The New York Mets have announced that after tomorrow's game, Jacksonville of the International League will assign catcher Bob Hawk Taylor to the California Angels for a minor league player to be designated later. The Angels, in turn, will option catcher outfielder Ed Kirkpatrick to Jacksonville. Kirkpatrick will still be owned by the Angels, and the Mets will get a minor league player to be designated later. But Hawk Taylor, after tomorrow's game, will no longer be in the Met organization. Ron Farrell is up. Cardwell's first pitch is low for ball. You'll recall earlier this week the Mets had outrighted Hawk Taylor to Jacksonville. Here's the 1-0 delivery. And it's outside. 2-0 to Ron Farrell. Farrell's hitting .238. He has 6 homers and 38 runs batted in. 2-0 pitch. On the outside corner for a called strike. It's 2-1. The 2-1 delivery. Swung on it in the air down the left field line. It's curving over toward the foul line, and it's a foul ball taken by Tommy Davis for the out in the warning track. Just crossed the line, and Davis sprinted across and made the catch in the warning track in foul territory. 1 away. Now Wes Parker, switch hitting first baseman. Batting left. Hitting .233 with 5 homers and 18 runs batted in. Here's a pitch that is high for a ball. Well, Ken Boyer has left the Mets and has gone to the Chicago White Sox, who are leading the American League, and Hawk Taylor will be going to the California Angels, who are just 2.5 games out. This pitch is high. 2-0 to Parker. John Roseboro is on deck. This is a 2-0 delivery. In there for a called strike. It's 2-1. Ed Charles moved up on the edge of the grass now at third. There's a swing and a ground ball to second. A big hop up to Buchek, and he placed to Kranepool, 2 away. That'll bring up Roseboro. He's a left-hand batter, hitting .272 with 2 homers and 15 runs batted in. The Cubs beat the Giants this afternoon 6-5. As Marichal went out of the ball game in the 6th inning with a shoulder ailment. Here's a pitch outside. Chuck Hartenstein was the winner in relief for the Cubs, and Gaylord Perry was the loser in relief for the Giants. Pitch to Roseboro. It's high for a ball. Pittsburgh Pirates beat Houston 15-2. Woody Fryman the winner, Bo Belinsky the loser. Homered by Manny Mota, Roberto Clemente, Bill Mazeroski, and Joe Morgan. The end of 2 innings now. The Cincinnati Reds nothing, the Phillies nothing. Jim Maloney against Rick Wise. And in 13 innings, the Atlanta Braves knocked off the St. Louis Cardinals 5-4. Cecil Upshaw the winner, Jack LeMahieu the loser. Here's a pitch on the inside corner, and it's 2-1. Cleve Boyer and Hank Aaron had homers in that ball game for Aaron, number 25. He leads the National League. The Detroit Tigers beat the Yankees 11-4. Earl Wilson the winner, Fred Talbot the loser. Here's a swing and a drive deep to center, and Stahl is going back to the warning track and hauls it down. So the side is out on a long line drive to center. No run, so hit, so there is none left. The score in the middle of the second is the Dodgers 1 and the Mets nothing.
Zero in on performance and a feel of luxury that lets you know this is your car. Plymouth 1967. Zero in on savings and the kind of selection that lets you know this is your dealer. Armory Garage in Albany, where prices have never been better. The salesmen at Armory want to show you all the 67 Plymouths, Furies, and Belvederes. Then they want to show you how easy it is for you to own one. Your present car will probably cover the down payment, and the balance can be comfortably taken care of over 3 years or less. Choose from any one of Armory's 101-time payment plans. Armory has carloads of new cars in stock ready for your inspection and immediate delivery. So Swing into a new Plymouth Fury or Belvedere and make your choice now while the selection is high. Hurry, though, to Armory Garage, Central at Colvin and Albany, your Chrysler, Plymouth, and Valiant volume headquarters.
We'll be going to the bottom of the second. In the American League, the Boston Red Sox made it 8 wins in a row today as they shut out the Cleveland Indians 4-0 on a 3-hitter by Lee Stang. Steve Hargan was the loser. Andrews and Yastrzemski had homers, number 23 for Yastrzemski. Tonight, at the end of 2 innings, the Baltimore Orioles 1, the Washington Senators 0. Camilo Pascual against Bobbender. At the end of 5 1/2 innings, the Kansas City A's 5 and the Chicago White Sox 1. Tommy John relieved by Johnny Bedard in the first and Jim O'Toole in the fourth. Lou Krause is going for Kansas City. Ken Harrelson and Lou Krause have had home runs in the ball game. Minnesota Twins play the Cal Angels on a later start at Anaheim. Starting tonight, the Red Sox are only 1 game back of the White Sox, and the White Sox are on the losing side of a 5-1 score now in the 6th inning. If they lose the ball game, the Red Sox will be only a half game out of first place in the American League. Ed Kranepool up, and he watches the pitch low and away for a ball. Hitting .297, he has 8 homers and 33 runs batted in. Hitting in the cleanup slot tonight in manager Wes Western's Met batting order. Swinging a high fly ball to center field. Willie Davis is there. Underneath, and he makes the catch. 1 away, and that'll bring up Ed Charles. Charles is hitting .271 with 3 homers and 15 runs batted in. Ken Boyer said tonight before leaving for Chicago to join the White Sox that he realized that with Ed Charles playing the kind of baseball he's been playing, that he, Boyer, was not going to play an awful lot of third base, so that it did not come as a great shock to him. Here's the pitch in there for a called strike. He said further that Eddie Sankey was an old friend from the days when both were in the Cardinal organization. And because of that situation, he was very happy to join Sankey and the White Sox. Here's the pitch high. He said that had it been any other club, he would have to give it a long thought about continuing his career, but that he hoped that he could make a vital contribution to the White Sox in their run to pennant. This will be a 1-1 delivery. Swung on it on the ground to third. Scooped up there by Bob Bailey and played across the first in time. 2 away, and that'll bring up Jerry Buchek.
Batting in the 6th position. Second base.
He's hitting .238, 9 homers and 24 runs batted in. Well, Ralph, down in the history of this game of baseball, a lot of clubs have won pennants by picking up fellas like Ken Boyer down the stretch.
Suppose right across the street here, the Yankees used to do it about every year.
They made a habit of it, didn't they? If a guy like that can win 2 ball games for you, he is well worth all the effort you go to. Here's a pitch swung on and fouled off. It's strike 1.
You know, it could very easily be a big break for Ken because he could go over there, get a fresh start, and go right on up from there. And Ken is still a good, healthy specimen, and he could come back and maybe have 2 or 3 real good years for him if he gets a chance to play.
Here's a pitch outside. Well, the change of leagues might be a good thing for him. Might very well be.
I think that in itself is the biggest thing because over here this year, no matter what he did to finish out this season, he couldn't have had a good year. He just can't hit that well, and now going over there, they start from scratch.
Here's a pitch swung on and line into right, and it's going to be in there for a base hit for Buchek. One hopped in right field by Farrelly and played back. The Mets have their first hit and their first base run of the ball game. The Dodgers are leading 1-0. Now it's Ron Swoboda coming up for the Mets.
Batting in the 7th position. Right fielder.
Hitting .255. He has 7 homers and 22 runs batted in. And the crowd comes alive here. Buchek takes his lead at first. Wes Parker holds against him off the stretch now. Don Sutton with a pitch, and it's swung on it on the ground to shortstop. A big hop up to Schofield. He goes to second to Lefebvre for the 4th. The side is out. No runs are hit. No errors, 1 left at the end of 2 full innings. The score is the Dodgers 1, the Mets nothing. We're going now to the top of the 3rd inning, and coming in for the play-by-play, Ralph Steiner.
Thank you, Lindsey Nelson, and hi, everyone. Bob Bailey will lead off with the Dodgers here in the third. They lead 1-0 on a home run by Len Gabrielson. In the first pitch to Bailey, a breaking ball by Cardwell. It's outside for a ball. Bailey, a right-hand batter, hitting 187. Bob has had one home run and has driven across 11. Strokes up in the bat about an inch or so, and now the pitch back by Cardwell. A fastball over the outside part of the plate. It's 1-1. Both sides with one base hit, but Gabrielson with a long home run to put the Cardinals on the board in the first. And now Cardwell back, and the 1-1 delivery. A curveball swung on and missed. Strike two. That pitch was off the plate. High curve that was outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It'll be Bob Bailey, Don Sutton, and Dick Schofield for Cardwell here in the third. And the right-hander at 1-2, and a curveball this time is low and outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bailey started out with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was signed out of Long Beach High School. Received a reported $175,000 to $200,000. You can take your choice in there. It was supposed to be the largest bonus paid up to that time. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Over the outside corner. Strike 3, and Cardwell takes the fastball by to pick up his first strikeout. That'll bring up the pitcher, Don Sutton.
Pitcher, number 20, Don Sutton. Number 20.
Don, a right-hand batter with an average of 146. He has been at bat 41 times with 7 base hits. Mets shorten up on him in the outfield, and the first pitch by Cardwell. A breaking ball fouled off. Ball going back out of play, strike 1. Cardwell with a record of 3-7. He has pitched better than the record. He has not had any luck this year. Lost some tough ball games. Has an ERA of 3.80. And at 1 strike, the pitch is fouled off again. This time a fastball fouled away. Earned run average is the amount of runs that the other team earns in a 9-inning ball game. Now a swing at a curveball, strike 3, and Cardwell with 2 in a row. His first 2 in the ball game, and that'll bring up the leadoff batter, Dick Schofield. Dick got a rise out of the crowd his first time up, sending Ron Swoboda deep in right field, but Ron made the play. Schofield 0 for 1, and his average now at 270. Make that 220. Started out at 221, dropped to 220. First pitch is over, a called strike, and Cardwell out in front with a 1-strike count. Dodgers won, the Mets nothing. 2 men out, top of the third. Pitch back is high and away. Fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ed Charles at third base is playing shallow. He's in right on the edge of the grass. And at 1-1, the pitch to Schofield is inside. A breaking ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Dick has played 14 years in the major leagues. Never has been in the minors. So he really hasn't lived, doesn't he? 2-1 pitch, right back off the glove of Cardwell. Bounced out towards third. He didn't make the play, and it's a base hit for Schofield. Cardwell almost made a fantastic play. It was lying right back. He got his glove on it, but the ball was hit so hard it bounced right on out and rolled about 20 feet away. So Schofield with the second hit for the Dodgers, his first in the game, and brings up Willie Davis. Willie was out in a good play by Ed Kranepool and Don Cardwell. He grounded the ball to Kranepool's right. Eddie got it, and then Cardwell just barely beat Willie Davis to the bag. Willie batting .261. Left-hand batter. And the pitch. It is lined to center field, a base hit. Taken there by Larry Stahl, and going on down to second and holding this Dick Schofield. So the Dodgers now with 2 men on, with 2 men out. And the batter coming up, Len Gabrielson, who had a home run his first time up. Say, the Rheingold Chug-A-Mug is a wide-mouthed glass mug that holds 12 ounces of beer. And it even feels right when you pick it up. We're selling them in handy cartons of 6, and they're just about the handiest surpluses in town. You'll find Chug-A-Mug on special display at your local stores in New York and New Jersey. Jerry Grote out talking with Don Cardwell, and now back to home plate to give out the signs. Gabrielson with a home run his first time up, now has a total of 6 this year and 21 runs batted in. He's batting .234, left-hand batter. And the first pitch is outside a fastball. It's ball 1, a fake on a throw to first base. Kranepool was not in on the bag, but he got Willie Davis to hustle back to first. Gabrielson, a big fella, but not noted for power. He hit a home run pretty far here tonight, though. Next pitch is over, this time catching the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cardwell looking in for the sign. Now takes a set, sets up on the mound, checks at second base. Long look at second, now another look at second. And Gabrielson steps out of the batter's box, and time is called. Last year, Gabrielson had 4 home runs. 1965, he had 7. In 64, he had 4. In 63, he had 3. Now play on at second base, and Schofield just back ahead of the play. Coming over to cover on the play was Bud Harrelson. And the pitch now comes to the plate, and the count goes to 2-1 as Cardwell is low. First home run that Len Gabrielson ever hit in the major leagues was a 3-run home run against the Mets back on April the 13th in Milwaukee in 1963. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. It is taken low, and it's ball 3. 3-1. Cardwell pitching carefully, and now falling behind. The on-deck batter is Jim Lefebvre. Runners at first and second base. Schofield singled off Cardwell's glove and then moved down to second on a single by Willie Davis. All coming after 2 consecutive strikeouts. 3-1 delivery is fouled back. So it goes all the way out. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 men out here in the top of the third. Gabrielson is 6'4", and he weighs 205 pounds. Runners will be moving with the pitch. There they go, and the pitch to the plate is hit in the air to left field. Tommy Davis coming in. He has plenty of time to get to it. And he makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on, and the score at the end of 2.5 innings. The Dodgers 1, the Mets nothing. Now here's a word from Rheingold.
March 1967. New York City under the pounding of a North Atlantic storm. Off the coast, an 80,000-ton lady shouts for help. Then, through slashing sleet, comes the warm, welcome sound of a pilot boat. The harbor pilot comes aboard to give the little lady a hand.
Put her slow ahead, please. The most dangerous time is to bring these ships into the harbor. You see, the pilot... The captain of the ship doesn't do this, but this is the pilot's job. It's the pilot's job. It's not easy.
Sometimes the view from the bridge can be pretty bleak. But if you're going to take charge in New York, you've got to be good. There are 302 beers trying to make it in New York City. But the only one that's made it to the top is the rich, dry lager, Rheingold. Rheingold. In this town, either you have it or you don't.
Bottom half of of the third. The Dodgers in front by a 1-0 score as the Mets come up. The first batter for the Mets will be Jerry Grote. On the mound for the Dodgers, Don Sutton. Curveballing right-hander. Don has given up one base hit. Single to right field by Jerry Buchek. Jerry Grote is batting for the first time. He's batting at 197. Right-hand batter with 3 home runs and 13 runs batted in. He'll be followed by the pitcher, Don Cardwell. And then Bud Harrelson. Sutton has struck out 1. He walked 9. And the right-hander starts off with a fastball. It's high and it's ball 1. Dodgers have 1 run on 3 base hits. But the run coming on a home run by Len Gabrielson. 1-0 pitch by Sutton. A fastball that is low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Dodgers with a record of 39 and 52. The Mets have a 37 and 53 record. And at 2, the pitch is hit deep to left field. Going back as Len Gabrielson is going. It's gone. Grote with a home run has tied up the ball game at 1-1. The Mets had gone 22 consecutive innings without scoring, and now they have their first run. It was the 4th home run for Jerry Grote, his first against the Dodgers. And with the game tied at 1-1, the batter coming up will be Don Cardwell. And the first pitch by Sutton is a breaking ball outside, ball 1. Cardwell, a right-hand batter, hitting 174. He has 1 home run and 2 runs batted in. His home run coming off Vernon Law on a 3-0 pitch. A long drive to left in Pittsburgh. Now the 1-0 pitch swung on. It's 1-1. Jerry Grote tying up the ball game with a home run over the left field fence. Ball traveling about 400 feet. Now Sutton back to Cardwell. And he throws a curveball that's inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. And at 2-1, the pitch to Cardwell is swung on. So it's 2-2. That was the 12th home run that Sutton has given up so far this year. The total of 22 ball games. 2-2 delivery. Fastball over the outside corner. Strike 3 call. The second strikeout for Don Sutton. That is the first out here in the bottom half of the third. A tie game at 1-1, and the leadoff batter, Bud Harrelson, coming up. And we'll pause now for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
You're tuned to the bright sound in radio. WGY, WGFM. General Electric Broadcasting Company stations located in Schenectady, New York.
Tie ball game 1-1, and Bud Harrelson the batter. 1 man out, bottom half of the third, and the first pitch to Bud is a curve. It's strike 1. Bud was called out when a curveball broke over his first time up. He's batting .285. Pitch back. A swing and a miss, and it's strike 2. Bud with no home runs and 16 runs batted in. He has 14 extra base hits, 10 doubles and 4 triples. Dodgers play him out toward left field. And now a fastball over the outside corner, strike 3. Bud caught out on strikes for the second time in the game. That is the third strikeout for Don Sutton. And it brings up Larry Stahl. Larry flied out to deep center field on 1 pitch his first time up. Batting at .238. Left-hand batter, and the first pitch by Sutton is a fastball inside, a ball. Larry has 1 home run and 12 runs batted in. 2 men out, bottom half of the third, a 1-1 ball game. And now Sutton back, and the pitch is inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Don Sutton came to the major leagues last year. In his first year, he was a fine pitcher. Came up with a 500 record. .112 and lost 12. He had an earned run average of 2.98. Now the next pitch bounced through the middle. Might be a base hit. Going on through in the center field. Larry Stahl goes to first base and holds there as Willie Davis gets the ball back in. So the Mets have their third base hit. And they have the go-ahead run at first base with 2 men out and Tommy Davis coming up. Tommy grounded out to short his first time up. Batting average is at .307. And the first pitch to Tommy, a right-hand batter, a hard swing and a miss with a high fastball. The pitch was up above the letters. Strike one. The Philadelphia Phillies against the Cincinnati Reds in the third inning have scored 6 runs to knock out Jim Maloney. And they lead 6-0 after 3. Rick Wise pitching for the Phillies. Notabart is now pitching for the Cincinnati Reds. The next pitch is inside. It's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cincinnati started today's action 4.5 games back, tied for third. Larry Stahl with a short lead at first. Sutton goes to first base. Stahl dives back in. Not even a tag made by Wes Parker. He does put the ball on him as he stands up, but Larry was on the bag. Now Stahl off again as Sutton gets set again. And the right-hander to the plate. And the curveball is fouled back out of play. Count moves up to 1-2. Sutton was the National League Rookie Pitcher of the Year last year. Struck out 209 batters, a record for a rookie. Alexander struck out 227 back in 1911. Now a ground ball foul to the left side. The count stays at 1-2. That's an interesting thing that I didn't remember or know about, one or the other. When Alexander came in to strike out Tony Lazzeri in that famous series with the Yankees, he stayed in the ballgame. That was in the 7th inning. In the 9th inning, Babe Ruth was walked with 2 men out. Musial was the batter, and Babe Ruth was thrown out trying to steal second base to end the World Series and give the Cardinals a victory. And Alexander became the big hero, and Tony Lazzeri was the go to the series. But Babe Ruth was thrown out at second trying to steal. The runner is going. The pitch is swung on and missed. Tommy Davis fooled with a curveball that struck out. The 4th strikeout for Don Sutton. But in the inning, the Mets tied up on the home run by Jerry Grote. They had another base hit for 2 in the inning. There were no errors, and 1 man was left on. And the score at the end of 3. The Dodgers won, the Mets won.
Well, as you know, from time to time during the course of the season, individual ball players come up to the fan club room here at Shea Stadium to meet their fans. And if you'd like tickets for the fan club room, write to Met Fan Club, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York. Some of the fan club dates for August and September: Don Cardwell on August 4th, Ed Charles on August 8th, Bill Lentz on August 10th, John Sullivan on August 23rd, John Shaw on August 25th, Ron Taylor on September 6th, Ken Boyer on September 9th, Al Runnip on September 10th, Dick Schofield on September 18th, and Larry Stahl on September 19th. For tickets to the fan club room, write to Met Fan Club, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York. Well, I'd like to hear you tell me about those old days with Alexander.
I said I read about it now, Lindsay.
I thought you said you didn't recall it.
Well, I got into that, but I think I got out of that.
All right. They tell me that Lazzeri scared everybody in the ballpark with that foul ball he hit off of Alexander.
That's what they tell me. It was just foul and would have been a grand slam home run.
They also tell me that Hornsby went out to take a close look at his eyes when he came in from the bullpen to see if everything was all right in that department.
I understand they were a little bit bloodshot, too. He wasn't expecting to pitch that day. He had won the day before. Now, Babe Ruth said that when asked about being thrown out second, he said, I was doing no good where I was. Musial the year before had led the American League in home runs. Now the first pitch as we start out here in the fourth. Outside for ball. Jim Lefebvre is the batter, and on the mound for the Mets, Don Cardwell. And a ground ball hit down to second. A two-hopper for Jerry Grote. He picks it up, throws to first base, and the Mets have the first out here in the fourth. Jim had grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. He's now 0 for 2 in the game. His average is 280. That brings up Ron Fairley, who was out on a fine running catch by Tommy Davis, who caught his foul fly right near the stand. Ron is batting .237 with 6 home runs and 38 runs batted in. 1-1 ball game, and Cardwell starts off with a curve. It misses inside a ball. Fairley wants the ball checked out, and the new ball is put in play. Cubs beat the Giants 6-5 today. Pittsburgh beat Houston 15-2. And Atlanta beats the St. Louis Cardinals 5-4.
Say, Ralph, I noticed the Houston Astros have signed Harry Walker on as their batting coach. They held a press conference and announced that.
Oh, Harry has a fine reputation for being an authority on batting, along with many other things. Now a swing and a foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Harry has some fine theories. In fact, he has a good idea going for him. He has tapes that he had made of great hitters such as Ted Williams and others that he'll play for you to listen to what they say about hitting. He felt that if players would listen to these fellas, they might think something of the authority behind it. Now a ground ball hit down through the middle in the center field by Ron Fairley, a base hit. Ron to first base and holding there, and the batter now coming up is Wes Parker. Ron 1 for 2. That base hit. The 4th hit in the ball game for the Dodgers. The Mets have 3, and both sides have a run. Dodgers getting theirs and a home run by Len Gabrielson in the first inning. And the Mets getting their run in the third on the home run by Jerry Grote. Parker batting left-handed, grounded out to second base his first time up. Batting at .232. And the first pitch is inside a ball. You know, Lindsay, you just can't believe a fellow like Parker can bat .232 when he has the speed he has. You can bunt .232.
That's what you'd figure. He could beat out that much.
Now the 1-0 pitch, and it's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. He's got to hit an awful lot of fly balls, and also he has to strike out to hit down there.
47 times up to right now.
2-0 pitch is in for a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. If he could hit 99% of the balls on the ground, he would have to hit it somewhere around 260 with his speed. Now at 2-1, the pitch is lined to center field, a base hit. Ron Fairley goes to second base, and Larry Stahl falls down. He manages to knock the ball down. He gets up, and Fairley can only go to third. Parker goes into second base as he speeds on down there. Ball was hit directly at Larry Stahl. As he tried to pull himself up, he slipped, his feet going out, and as he was sliding down, he managed to get a glove on the ball to slow it down. Otherwise, it might have been an inside-the-park home run. It scored as a 2-base hit. Larry's had some difficulty in the outfield with his spikes. Better pull a Casey single. Casey used to check out all of his players to make sure they had long spikes on so they wouldn't slip and slide. He had one of his players get in some trouble that way. Now Wes Westrom has gone out to the pitching mound. Batter coming up is John Roseboro. Behind him it's Bob Bailey, so we'll see whether or not they're going to pitch to Roseboro. Ron Taylor and also Don Shaw starting to throw in the bullpen for the Mets. Everyone back into their respective positions. The signs go out. The Mets have their infield back at short and second, in at first and third. And the first pitch to Roseboro, outside a ball. Ball looked like it was purposely pitched way outside. Roseboro flied out to deep center field his first time up. He's batting at .271. Now Cardwell sets up again in the set position and pitches outside again, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. And at 2-0, the pitch is way outside again. It's ball 3. One advantage, instead of walking a batter intentionally in this spot right down the line, now they're going to put him on ball 4, is that if the Dodgers were to put a play on such as a squeeze, you'd have them caught in their own trap by pitching outside. There is another disadvantage, and that is that you can also wild pitch this way. But in this case, nothing happened. They are going to pitch to Bob Bailey with the 4th ball, an intentional pitch outside. Bailey, a right-hand batter, and the bases loaded now gives the Mets a chance to pick up a double play as they play their infield back for the double play. 1-1 ball game, so it's a tough spot here for Don Cardwell. And the wind-up and pitch. It is high, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Bailey moving out the batter's box. Behind him, the pitcher, Don Sutton. So this is a big man for Don Cardwell. He needs him badly. Bailey's batting 186. Cardwell into the windup and the pitch back. It is hit on the line into right field of base hit. Coming in to score is Fairley from third. Here goes the throw to third base, so the runner scores from second base. And now John Roseboro, who was running for third, is caught in a rundown play as Bud Harrelson takes the throw from Ron Swoboda. Ron had a chance to throw home in this case, but he elected to go over to third. He got the man for sure there, and the Mets get their second out, but the Dodgers pick up 2 runs. So 2 runs batted in for Bailey, his 12th and 13th this year. Dodgers in front by 2, and the pitcher, Don Sutton, is now coming up. The play going from the right fielder to Bud Harrelson, 9-6 if you're scoring, as Roseboro was picked up going from second to third. Don Sutton, a right-hand batter, struck out his first time up. And he swings at the first pitch. It's strike 1. Dodgers 3 runs, 6 hits. The Mets have 1 run and 3. Cardwell back, and Sutton fouls the next pitch down in the dirt. It's strike 2. Ed Kranepool is playing behind the runner at first base about 2 or 3 steps. Once again, Kranepool plays behind the runner as Bailey leads off there, and at 2 strikes, the pitch is hit down towards short. Bud Harrelson moves back to take it in 1 hop to throw to second base. The Buchek is just in time as he came over from a wide second base position for the 4th play at the bag at second. That retires the side, but in the inning, the Dodgers scored 2 runs. On 3 hits, there were no errors, and 1 man was left on.
Whether you're buying your first or 10th car, it's time you became a smart car buyer and joined the ranks of the thousands of satisfied customers who shop Armory Garage, Central at Colvin and Albany. Now, here are the 3 basic rules for the smart car buyer. Select the model you want. Then, 1, compare quality. Armory Garage boasts the largest selection of quality-tested late-model used cars in the area. 2, compare service. Armory's expert mechanics are qualified to service all the cars on the Armory lot. And 3, compare price. Armory's tremendous volume assures you more for your car buying dollar. Be a wise car buyer. Drive into Armory Garage and talk over your used car needs with the sales manager, Art Neat. Let him introduce you to Armory's easy terms. You can buy, sign, and pay at Armory, home of 101 time payment plans. Your credit is wealth at Armory. Follow the wise car buyer to Armory Garage, Central at Colvin in Albany.
Bottom half of the 4th, the Dodgers leading by a score of 3-1 as the Mets come up. First batter will be Eddie Kranepool, and he'll be batting against Don Sutton. Ed batting for the second time. His first time up, he flied out to center field. Mets have 3 base hits off Sutton. They also have a run on a home run by Jerry Grote. The other hits going to Jerry Buchek, a single to right field, and Larry Stahl, who bounced the hit up the middle in the 3rd. Ed batting .296 with 8 home runs and 33 runs batted in. He'll be followed by Ed Charles and Jerry Buchek. Sutton with a record of 6 wins and 11 losses. And the right-hander with the first pitch. It's grounded out towards second base. A two-hopper for the second baseman, Jim Lefebvre. He moves back to take the second hop and throws to first base for the out. So Sutton picks up an out on one pitch, and now the batter will be Ed Charles. Ed grounded out to third his first time up. He's batting .269. Mets trailing by 2. Dodgers 3 runs, 6 hits. The Mets 1 run and 3. And the first pitch to Ed Charles is taken over the inside corner. A fastball. It's strike 1. Ed has 3 home runs and 15 runs batted in. 1 strike delivery, curveball, and it's fouled down in the dirt. Strike 2. Ed doesn't have a base hit in this series with the Dodgers, going 0 for 4 last night. Final game tomorrow, it's going to be Don Drysdale for the Dodgers tomorrow, and pitching for the Mets, Bob Henley. Henley will never forget the Dodgers. Now the 2-strike delivery, right at Ed Charles. Where did it hit him? He went down in a hurry, and it hit him somewhere. It looked like on the arm. Now coming out is Gus Moss. Coming in from third is Salty Parker. That ball was right at his head, and as he went down, it hit him somewhere. Might have hit him on the head. His helmet went flying. He's on his knees right now. Wes Westrum out to check him out. Bent on over. Count was 2 strikes and no balls, and the pitch was right at his head. He went down, and the ball hit him somewhere. Somewhere up high. Now Ed is sort of getting up, and it looked like it hit him on top of the head. He had his fiberglass helmet on. He is now standing up with his hands in his hips. Salty Parker has picked up his helmet. It's all right. That helmet might have really saved him from serious injury. He's going on down to first base. A thing like that scares you more than hurts you in some cases, especially if it's got that helmet in the right spot, because that is quite a protection. That'll bring up Jerry Buchek, and as he steps up, he adjusts his helmet. Ed Charles on at first. Tying run is at the plate. Buchek singled the right fielder's first time up. Batting at .240, and the first pitch by Sutton, a fastball. It's inside a ball. One ball, no strike. Charles again with a good lead. Sutton peers in for the signs. They're being sent out by John Roseboro. And the right-hander in the set position. And the pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. 1-1. Boy, when you see something like that, it sure takes your breath away. Now Sutton, once again in the set position. And his pitch. Curveball fouled down in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck batter, Ron Swoboda. Signs go out, and once again, it's Sutton back to Jerry Buchek, and a curveball's line foul down the left field line. Hanging curveball, and Buchek was out in front. So the count remains at 1-2. Ed Charles moving back to first base. That's all the Mets need would be to have Ed Charles hurt after they had made a deal to send Ken Boyer on to the White Sox, due to the fact that Ed was playing such fine third base. Now at 1-2, the pitch is high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sutton missing with a fastball. Don is not throwing as many curveballs as he threw last year. He was primarily a curveball pitcher. Here at the end of the year, he hurt his arm throwing a curveball. And so far here tonight, throw to first base, Charles back easily. He has been throwing primarily fastballs. He has been throwing some curves, and they have not looked as good as the ones he was throwing last year. Now 2-2. The pitch is a curve. Line to left field, a base hit. Charles goes to second base. The ball fielded by Len Gabrielson and thrown on in. And the Mets now have runners at first and second on the base hit by Jerry Buchek. Jerry 2 for 2. The tying run at first, and the batter coming up is Ron Swoboda. Ron hit into a fourth play his first time up. He's batting .253. One man out, bottom half of the fourth. The Mets trying to get back in the ball game. It was tied 1-1 when the Dodgers scored 2 in the top of the fourth. And Don Sutton with the first pitch to Swoboda. It's a fastball over the inside corner, letter high, a called strike. Swoboda has 7 home runs. He's driven across 22. In the first game of the series, he was 2 for 4. That was against Bill Singer. Now the pitch. It is lined to left. The base hit. Ed Charles going to third is being way gone in. The throw by Len Gabrielson is high, way high, and Roseboro has to back up to catch it. And going over to third is Jerry Buchek. And the Mets have picked up a run, and they have the tying run at third. So it's a 3-2 ball game. The batter coming up is Jerry Grote, and a conference now at the mound for the Dodgers. Johnny Roseboro talking it over with the pitcher, Don Sutton. And warming up in the bullpen for the Dodgers, Jim Brewer, a left-hander. Dick Schofield also at the mound, now going back to his shortstop position. Roseboro back to give out the signs, and Jerry Grote stepping up. Dodgers are going to play their infield back, looking for 2. Time run is at third base with 1 man out in the bottom half of the fourth. Bad throw by Gabrielson, giving a chance for Buchek to go over to third base. He threw it in all the way in the fly. Now the first pitch to Grote. It's inside a ball. Jerry had a home run his first time up. It was his 4th this year. That tied up the ball game in the third, and now he has a chance to do it here in the fourth. Don Shaw is warming up in the bullpen for the Mets. The pitcher, Don Cardwell, is due up next, if it goes that far. Now Sutton in the set position, and the pitch. Curveball inside, ball 2. High-hanging curve, and they count 2 balls, no strike. Sutton checks out his outfield. Now turns around. Roseboro standing up before giving the sign. Now John Don to send the sign. Sutton shakes no in the first set, yes in the second. Sets up, and the pitch to Grote. It is outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strike. Sutton missing that time with a slider. Now Walt Alston has come out of the dugout. He is going to the mound. The manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers going out to the mound. While he goes out to talk it over with his pitcher and catcher, we'll step out for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
You're tuned to the bright sound in radio. WGY, WGFM. General Electric Broadcasting Company stations located in Schenectady, New York.
Ralph Kiner along with Lindsey Nelson and Bob Murphy. The Mets trailing by a score of 3-2, but they have runners at first and third here with 1 man out in the bottom half of the fourth. And the batter, Jerry Grote, has a count of 3 balls and no strikes. Roseboro breaking away from the conference. And Walt Alston also leaving the mound, and Don Sutton will start up again with the count at 3-0. Mets had not scored a run in 22 innings when they got their first run in the third on the home run by Jerry Grote. They got their second run here in the fourth and have a chance for more. Now Sutton has the signs and the 3-0 pitch. It is lined to left field, a base hit. Jerry Buchek comes in to score the tying run. Ron Swoboda goes to second base, and he holds there. And Jerry Grote, with 2 runs batted in tonight, coming up for the tying run for the second time. Now the batter will be Don Cardwell, and Dick Schofield brings the ball back to the mound personally. Don struck out his first time up. He has had 4 hits and 24 times up this year, one of them a home run. And the first pitch by Don Sutton. It is swung on and missed, strike one. The Dodgers were looking for a bunt. Wes Parker was in close from first base, and also Bob Bailey in close from third. 1 man out, bottom half of the fourth. Score at 3-3. And Sutton now set to go, and the pitch back is a fastball hit back out of first base. Going back to make the call is Jim Lefebvre, and he makes the catch. Ron Swoboda was off the bag at second. He goes back to second base, and Jerry Grote still at first. That'll bring up Bud Harrelson. Bud has been called out on strike. One time on a curveball, one time on a fastball. He's batting .284. Go-ahead run at second base. Ron Swoboda there. Harrelson batting left-handed against the right-hander, and the first pitch by Sutton is inside a ball. Jim Brewer still throwing in the bullpen for the Dodgers. Don Shaw with Don Cardwell batting has stopped his warming up for the Mets. The 1-0 pitch. Bounced through the middle. Coming over back at second base to make the play is Jim Lefebvre. He got it right near the bag and stepped on the bag for the out to retire the side. But in the inning, the Mets tied up by scoring 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men were left on. And the score at the end of 4, the Mets 3, the Dodgers 3. And
out of the top half of the 5th inning, at its top of the batting order up for the Dodgers. Switch hitting shortstop Dick Schofield, who hit 1 for 2 last time up. He slammed the ball back to the mound. He was knocked down by Don Cardwell. He started the game, is still in there for the Mets, with the score tied 3-3, and the hits are all even at 6 each. Ed Charles at third in on the edge of the grass against the bunting ability of Schofield. And here's the pitch. Swung on and foul back. Strike one. Willie Davis moves out on deck for the Dodgers. Cardwell takes the strike from Grote, and here is the strike one delivery. Fastball inside, moved him back, and it's 1-1. The Dodgers during spring training were holding a shortstop sweepstakes. Here's a 1-1 delivery. Inside, ball 2. It was Dick Schofield and Gene Michael and John Kennedy. They sent Kennedy to the Yankees. And Schofield moved Michael out of the lineup. Here's a 2-1 delivery. Swung on it on the ground to second. Buchek fields it cleanly, straightens up, and throws to Kranepool. There's one away. That brings up Willie Davis. He grounded out first base to the pitcher covering and singled solidly into center field.
Davis, number 3.
Cardwell checks the position of his outfielders and deals a pitch. Swung on it on the ground to first base, a foul ball back of the bag, gloved by Kranepool, and it's strike one. That'll bring Willie Davis back to the plate. Len Gabrielson is timing his swing in the on-deck circle. The Mets and the Dodgers at Shea Stadium. The start of this ball game was delayed for 25 minutes because of a pregame shower. Now the strike one pitch. Inside. It's 1-1. Cardwell sets up and deals 1-1. Outside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 man out and nobody on base. Now Willie Davis steps out of the batter's box. Takes a little walk around and getting ready now to move back in. Here's a 2-1 delivery. Swung on and foul back out of play. Willie Davis is a man of a million batting stances. He has one for every day in the week. Ralph Tanner was talking to him last night after the game. He has a habit this week of sucking that right knee in a little bit. Mindful of a mannerism of Ted Williams. So this week he's Ted Williams. There have been times when he was Stan Musial. He has covered every batting stance known to the game at one time or another. This will be a 2-2 pitch. Hit on the ground to first. Taken on a big hop by Kranepool. He'll have to go to Cardwell covering, and he does in time. 2 away, and that'll bring up Len Gabrielson. He homered to put the Dodgers out front in the first inning. And he flied out to left field in the third. This fellow sort of made the circuit. Played college baseball at the University of Southern California. Was signed for $100,000 by the Milwaukee Braves. Went to the Chicago Cubs, to the San Francisco Giants, to the Los Angeles Angels, and then over to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Swinging a high foul ball into the seats and out of play. Strike one. The umpire behind the plate tonight is Tom Gorman. He is the captain of this umpiring crew. Gabrielson walks over toward Jim Lefebvre in the on-deck circle. And he wants the loaded bat to clean the dirt out of his spike. Now he flips it aside and comes back up. Here's a strike one pitch. Low pops out of the glove of Grote, and it's 1-1. Two away, nobody on base, with the score tied 3-3. In the 5 innings, the Phillies 7 and the Cincinnati Reds 1. Jug Balchin's in right now for Cincinnati. Rick Wise has been in all the way for the Phils. Swinging a drive to left center, drops in for a base hit. Tommy Davis up for the ball. Gabrielson takes a wide turn at first and retreats to the bag with a single. His second hit of the night. And now cleanup batter Jim Lefebvre. He's a switch hitter, batting left. Grounded out short to first, grounded out second to first. Gabrielson leads. The pitch is outside for a ball. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll be on the air at 1:55 with the rubber game of this 3-game series and the concluding game of this homestand. 1-0 pitch, and it's in for a called strike. It's 1-1. Ron Fairley has moved up there on deck now for the Dodgers. Cardwell offers 1-1. Fastball on the inside corner. It's 1-2. The The Washington Senators have scored 7 runs in the top half of the 6th inning to take a lead over the Baltimore Orioles 7-1. Eddie Watt, relieved Brabender. Milo Pasquale is pitching for Washington. McMullen homered in that inning with 2 men on. Here's a swing and a foul ball off and out of play. And the Chicago White Sox have scored 2 runs in the top half of the 8th inning, but the Kansas City A's still lead them by a score of 6-3, with the A's coming up in the bottom of the 8th. It's Howard in the ballgame now for Chicago. Lou Krause has been all the way for Kansas City. Harrelson got Ken Harrelson. Lou Krause and Pete Ward have had homers. Now a 1-2 pitch to Lefebvre. Let a pitch. It's stopped on the ground towards second. Charged by Buchek and on to Kranepool in time. Side is out with no runs and a hit, no errors and 1 left. In the middle of the 5th, the score is the Dodgers 3 and the Mets 3.
Another bright idea from the folks who care when you're serving the world's best Frankfurts. Tobin's First Prize, of course. Try buttering and toasting the rolls first. It makes a delicious difference. And using First Prize Frankfurts makes even more, because only U.S. government-inspected meats go into the making of First Prize products. Serve them plain or serve them fancy, but butter and toast the rolls first. Grill, fry, boil, or broil First Prize Franks. Any way you do them, the out-of-this-world flavor of First Prize Frankfurts on buttered toasted buns is a great treat. Anytime, from the folks who care.
The very best meat.
The very best meat.
Makes the very best meal.
Makes the very best meal.
So look for the meat.
So look for the meat.
With the First Prize seal.
With the First Prize seal.
First Prize products from the folks who care.
Tobin's First Prize. Delicious.
We're going to the bottom half of the 5th inning now, and it'll be Larry Stahl coming up to lead off for the New York Mets. Don Sutton started. He's been in all the way for the Dodgers. Stahl is 1 for 2. He lined out to center field his first time up, and he singled to center field in the 3rd inning. Don Sutton gets the sign from John Roseboro. And here is the pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike. Tommy Davis has moved out on deck for the Mets. Strike 1 delivery, swung on and top foul. Back over toward the Met dugout. Tommy Davis stopped it with a bat in the on-deck circle. Count goes 2 strikes. Now Sutton started up, had the ball up over his head and stepped off the rubber. So Stahl steps out. We're getting set up again for a 2-strike delivery. Curveball, chopped off foul. The count holds at 2 strikes. The Mets are batting here in the bottom half of the 5th inning with the score tied 3-3. Mets will be flying out to San Francisco on Monday night. They go to San Francisco, Los Angeles, Houston, come back here against the San Francisco Giants on Friday night, August 4th. Swinging a foul ball back and out of play. Count holds at 2 strikes. Larry Stahl settles himself back in. And the 2-strike pitch. This is outside. It's 1-2. And the 1-2 offering is no pitch. Stahl stepped back out of the batter's box, and Tom Gorman raised his hand indicating no pitch. Don Sutton came on through with it. But the count continues at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's a 1-2 offering. Foul back and out of play. Now it holds at 1-2. This is high, and it's 2-2 now to Larry Stahl, leading off for the Mets in the bottom of the fifth. This pitch is low, and the count's out full now. It's 3-2. Stahl steps back, taps his spike, pulls at the helmet, measures his stance. This will be a payoff pitch, and it's on the way. Swung on in line into right field for a base hit. One hop to Ron Fairley. He plays it back, and Larry Stahl turns and holds with his second hit of this ball game. A leadoff single in the bottom of the fifth, and Tommy Davis is coming up. Davis has grounded out and struck out so far tonight against his former teammates, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and Jim Brewer gets up to throw again. Left-hander Jim Brewer is up and throwing in the bullpen for the Dodgers. Off the stretch, Sutton's delivery is low, bounds away from Roseboro. Going on to second is Stahl. He slides in safely. As the throw bounds away a few feet toward right center field, Larry Stahl is there with a stolen base. His first of this season. That pitch bounded a few feet away from Roseboro. He recovered and fired down there, and it again rolled a few feet away on the throw to second. Now time has been called, and a towel has been taken out to Stahl. He went in head first at second base. He represents the go-ahead run. Kansas City, the Athletics have scored 3 runs in the bottom half of the 8th inning. So going to the 9th, the A's 9 and the Chicago White Sox 3. The Red Sox shut out Cleveland this afternoon 4-0. So if Kansas City defeats Chicago, and they're in the midst of doing it right now, the Red Sox will be only a half game out of first place in the American League. 1-0 pitch swung on and foul back. Count to Tommy Davis is 1-1. The Red Sox will be a half game out in the American League, and right now the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs are in a flat-footed tie in the National League. Wonder what kind of odds you could have got last February on a Quinella combination of the Red Sox and the Chicago Cubs. Now Sutton again off the stretch, and the 1-1 pitch. It's butted up the first baseline, and on to third goes Stahl. The Fever plays, and in time he got him by a half step at first base. Larry Stahl moved on to third as Tommy Davis pushed him out to the right side and almost beat it out, but not quite. Play went 4-3 on Tommy Davis, and here comes manager Walter Alston out. Left-hand batter Ed Kranepool is coming up, and perhaps he wants his left-hand pitcher Jim Brewer. He's looking down toward the bullpen where Brewer has been warming up. The Mets have moved the go-ahead run over to third base. There's one man out now. Tom Gorman joins the conference. The sign goes to the bullpen. We'll have Jim Brewer coming in. That is all. For Don Sutton, who has gone 4 1/3. Given up 3 runs on 7 hits to this point, struck out 4 and walked none. Jim Brewer is coming in to make his 19th appearance. He has a record of 3 wins and 2 losses. Last time out, he got a win at Philadelphia on July 19th when he pitched 3 innings and allowed no runs and only 1 hit. Brewer is passing up the chance to ride in the electric car that instead is walking in from the bullpen. So as he trudges in, coming in here to bring us up to date on scores of other games, Bob Murphy.
They must be delirious on the near north side of Chicago right now as the Cubs for the second time
have battled into a first-place tie in the National League. The way the Cubs are winning games, pulling them out in the late innings. That's the kind of stuff that tennis are made of. In today's game, they got a run in the 8th inning and 2 in the last of the 9th inning to beat the Giants 6-5. Billy Williams' second home run of the game tied the game in the last of the 9th inning. A triple and a single by Randy Hundley brought home the winning run. The winning pitcher in relief was Hartenstein, and the loser in relief was Gaylord Perry. That might be a date to remember for the Giants because Juan Marichal left the game in the 6th inning with a pain in his pitching shoulder. And if Marichal is out very long, what a blow that will be to the Giant pennant hopes. Pittsburgh buried the Houston Astros 15-2 with Manny Mota, Roberto Clemente, and Bill Mazeroski all hitting 2-run homers. Woody Fryman hadn't won a game all year, and he pitched a 5-hitter going to Ruth. The loser was Bo Belinsky. Tonight, the Phillies lead Cincinnati 7-2 at the end of 5 1/2. Wise hurling for Philadelphia. Maloney was knocked out in a 6-run third inning. And in 13 innings, the Atlanta Braves tipped the St. Louis Cardinals 5-4. The Braves are on the warpath, and they now have prowled to within 3 1/2 of first place. Upshaw was the winner in relief, and LeMahieu was the loser in relief. Jack has been in 4 games in a Cardinal uniform and lost 3. The Tigers beat the Yankees 11-4. The Red Sox shut out Cleveland 4-0. Washington leads the Orioles 7-1 after 6 tonight. Kansas City ahead 9-3 over Chicago going to the 9th. Later tonight, Minnesota at California. Lindsay?
All right, Bob Murphy, it's Ed Kranepool coming up now for the New York Mets with 1 man out. The go-ahead run at third, and the Los Angeles Dodgers play the infield end. Kranepool, the left-hand batter, facing left-hand pitcher Jim Brewer. The runner at third is Larry Stahl, and here's the pitch, swung on and fouled off at strike 1. If you're keeping score along with us, do not credit Tommy Davis with a sacrifice. He is simply charged with a time at bat, it being the opinion of the official scorer that he was running for the base hit. Now again, Jim Brewer takes a look over at third, where Larry Stahl takes his lead, and here is a strike 1 delivery to Kranepool. Foul off from out of play, a 2-strike count. Ed Charles is waiting in the on-deck circle. On the message board in right field, the Mets today sold Ken Boyer to the White Sox. Completion of the deal is an exchange of Major League players by December 1st, and that farm club at Williamsport acquired Billy Southworth, a 21-year-old infielder. All right, here the score is tied 3-3 with the Mets batting in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Jim Brewer works straight away. The 2-strike pitch swung out and missed, and Kranepool is a strikeout victim. 2 away, and Ed Charles is coming up. He has grounded out third to first, and last time up he was hit by a pitch ball and later scored. Charles, a right-hand batter now, facing the left-hander, Jim Brewer. They try to get Larry Stahl in there from third base with the go-ahead run. And the pitch is in there for a called strike. The paid attendance here tonight is 33,715. The total attendance in the ballpark, 34,637. But more than 33,000 paid here this Saturday night. Strike 1 pitch swung and hit on the ground to short. Schofield is up with it. Plays over the first in time, and the side is out. No runs are hit. No errors and 1 left. At the end of 5 full innings, the score is the Dodgers 3 and the Mets 3. Well, when the Mets come back from the upcoming road trip, they'll be taking on the San Francisco Giants Friday night, August 4th, and the Giants will be in for that weekend. Of course, the Dodgers and the Mets play here again tomorrow afternoon. You can get tickets for all home games of the Mets at a wide variety of locations. The advanced ticket window here at Shea Stadium is open 8 to 6 on weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays and Sundays. The Mets ticket office at Grand Central Station is at the foot of the 42nd Street and Vanderbilt Avenue ramp. Open weekdays 8 to 6 and Saturdays 8:30 to 4. There's a Mets ticket office at Macy's, 34th Street and 7th Avenue. It's on the main floor, and also at Macy's in Huntington, Long Island in the Walt Whitman Shopping Center. Both locations are open during regular store hours. In addition, reservations for box and reserve seats may be made at all Howard clothing stores during regular store hours. and also at any branch of the manufacturer's Hanover Trust Company during banking hours. Tickets may be obtained by mail by writing Ticket Manager, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York, zip code 11368. Box seats are $3.50 each. Reserve seats are $2.50 each. Be sure to add 25 cents to each order to cover mailing costs. Through 5 innings, the Dodgers, 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. The Mets, 3 runs, 7 hits and no errors. And up to lead off Ron Fairley, the right fielder. He fouled out down the left field line and had a base hit to center field and later scored. Left-hand batter facing right-hand pitcher Don Cardwell. Starts him off with a breaking ball. It's low. It's ball 1. The Met defense plays Ron Fairley to pull. The 1-0 pitch. Outside for a ball. It's 2-0. Fairley came to the Dodgers in 1959, right off the campus of the University of Southern California. 2-0 pitch. And it's low. 3 balls and no strikes to Fairley. Waiting on deck is Wes Parker. Fairley back in now and waiting for Cardwell's 3-0 offering. He was taking, and it's right in there for a called strike. 3-1. Cardwell again delivers. Swung on and pops up foul out of play. Right back behind the plate across the screen, and the count's full at 3-2. So now it'll be Cardwell with a payoff pitch to Ron Fairley. Grote sends out the sign, and the pitch is on the way. It's high in the air to deep right field, and Ron Swoboda in the warning track moves up now and makes the catch. 1 away. Here is the final score in the American League. The Kansas City A's 9, the Chicago White Sox 3. Lou Krause gets the win with help from Aker in the ninth. Johnny Bazard, the second pitcher of the game for Chicago, takes the loss. Ken Harrelson, Lou Krause, and Pete Ward had homers. The Red Sox trail the White Sox by only a half game in the American League standings. Here's a pitch in for a called strike. Wes Parker, double last time up and later scored. He's 1 for 2 tonight. And this time he's hit by a pitch ball. Appears to have been hit on the right hand. He's going slowly on down towards first, looking at the hand. Coach Jim Gilliam at first is waiting for him to come up there to take a look at it. Apparently he's okay. So the Dodgers pick up a base runner with Parker on at first. He has excellent speed. The Mets get Don Shaw up and throwing in the bullpen now. Left-hander Don Shaw. Left-hand batter John Roseboro is up. He was purposely passed last time. There's a swing and a foul ball backing out of play. The Dodgers have left-hander Ron Perranoski up and throwing. Perranoski throwing in the bullpen for the Dodgers. This pitch is outside. Perranoski had something to say about the relative positions of the Cubs and Dodgers in the present National League standings. Said, look at me. I came from the Cubs to the Dodgers, and look where they are. Because he came a number of years ago. He's been in a few World Series since then. Cardwell off the stretch with a 1-1 pitch now to John Roseboro. Outside. Goes behind 2-1. Bob Bailey's on deck. Cardwell takes a moment now, takes his glove off, looks around the outfield. It's his second appearance since he came back off the disabled list, and he's been struggling along from time to time out there tonight. Still working himself back into the pitching form that he showed early in the season. 2-1 delivery with a runner going, swinging a drive deep to center, and Stahl goes all the way back toward the wall, and he hauls it down for the out. Now the throw back at Parker, going back to first, and he slides back in safely. Larry Stahl went way back into the warning track in right center field, stuck the glove up, and stabbed the line drive. Parker already had rounded second and had to touch that bag coming back to first. He has good speed, and he got back all right, sliding in safely, as they had to hit and run on the pitch. So there are two men out. Parker holds it first. Jerry Grote goes out to talk to Don Cardwell, and the Mets get right-hander Ron Taylor up and throwing in the bullpen now, along with young left-hander Don Shaw. Roseboro got a lot of wood on that ball. Now Bob Bailey is the batter. He was called out on strikes in the third inning, but he singled to drive in two big runs for the Dodgers in the fourth. He has a season's batting average of 191. Breaking ball, and it's in for a called strike. Bob Bailey and Gene Michael came to the Dodgers from the Pirates in exchange for Maury Wills. Parker takes his lead at first. Strike one pitch. Low. It's 1-1 to Bob Bailey. Parker at first has stolen 8 bases this year. He has been caught stealing 3 times. The score is tied 3-3 in the top of the 6th. This will be our 1-1 delivery. Swung on it on the ground to second. Buchek boots the ball. It goes to the outfield grass, and all hands are safe. Buchek booted the ball onto the outfield grass. He is charged with an error on the ground ball. Parker moves to second. Bailey's on at first. And now, Jim Brewer is coming up for the Dodgers. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is the Bright Sound in radio. WGY, a General Electric Broadcasting Company station at 810 on your dial in Schenectady, New York.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Bob Murphy and Ralph Kiner at Shea Stadium. Jim Brewer is going to bat for himself. He is 1 for 12, and the one was a double. Left-hand batter facing right-hand pitcher Don Cardwell with Dodgers at first and second. The pitch is foul back. It's strike one. The score is tied 3-3. Manager Walter Austin electing to let Jim Brewer bat for himself here in the 6th inning. Dodger runners lead at first and second. Strike one pitch. Breaking ball inside low, and it's 1-1. Dick Schofield is waiting on deck for the Dodgers. Cardwell looks in for his sign. Parker at second, Bailey at first. 1-1 delivery. Lets up low, and it's 2-1. So now Cardwell has gone behind to the opposing pitcher, Jim Brewer. Wes Westrom, the Met manager, calls time, and he's going out to the mound. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. And he's sending for his left-hand pitcher. He wants Don Shaw right now to work to this left-hand batter. Don Shaw will be brought in to replace Don Cardwell. Westrom is talking to Cardwell and Grote. Third base coach Preston Gomez calls runner Wes Parker halfway down toward third to talk to him. Don Shaw will be coming in here in just a moment to make his 32nd appearance of this, his first year in the Major League. He has a record of 2 wins and 3 losses. Last time out, on July 20th against Houston, he worked for 1 inning, allowed no runs and no hits. So we'll have a pitching change here. Quickly a look at the scoreboard. The Baltimore Orioles have scored 3 runs in the bottom half of the 7th inning. So at the end of 7, it's the Washington Senators 7 and the Baltimore Orioles 4. Cox has relieved Camilo Pascual on the mound for Washington. Cardwell will be going out after having pitched 5 2/3. To this point, he is charged with 3 runs on 7 hits, struck out 2 and walked 1. "23-year-old Don Shaw arrives at the mound, and Cardwell tosses him the ball. Cardwell leaves the game. Don Cardwell here tonight was making only his second appearance since he came back off the disabled list. He went on the disabled list on June 3rd, went out of action on May 31st with an elbow injury that showed up at the Astrodome in Houston. And after coming back off the disabled list on July 16th, he worked at St. Louis, but pitched only 3 innings and allowed 8 hits and 4 runs. So here tonight, he worked 5 2/3. Now the Dodgers are going to send Al Ferrara up. Al Ferrara will bat for Jim Brewer. So as manager Western made a move, so did manager Austin make a move to a right-hand batter, Al Ferrara, who is a native of Brooklyn. He has a batting average of .266. He has 7 homers and 22 runs batted in. Ron Swoboda gets up to throw again in the bullpen for the Dodgers. Now the count to Ferrara will be 2 balls and 1 strike. If Ferrara should be walked, the walk would be charged against Don Cardwell statistically. If he should strike out, if Ferrara should strike out, it would be credited to Don Shaw. The Dodgers have runners at first and second with 2 men out. The score is tied 3-3. Dodgers batting in the top of the 6th. Don Shaw takes the sign. Here is a 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 2-2. Shaw's best pitch is a sinker, what Yogi Berra calls a worm killer. Count is even at 2-2. Shaw sets up with runners leading at first and second. Pitch to Ferrara. Swung on and fouled off. The count holds at 2-2. Ferrara and Gabrielson have recently been platooned by the Dodgers. Ferrara started last night in right field. Gabrielson started in the outfield tonight. Don Shaw steps off the rubber now. Not quite sure about the sign. Ferrara steps out and now back in. Runners lead at first and second. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and foul back. Into the seats and out of play. And the count continues at 2-2. With Jim Brewer having been removed for the pinch hitter, of course, the Dodgers will have another pitcher in the next inning. Ron Swoboda has finished warming up. Now the 2-2 delivery. Swung on and missed, and Don Shaw is credited with a strikeout as he comes in to put out the fire. No runs, no hits, a hit batsman, an error, and 2 men left. In the middle of the 6th, the score is the Dodgers 3 and the Mets 3.
Armory Garage is one of those companies that never stops trying to improve their business. They're proving that fact every day at the corner of Central and Colvin in Albany. Instead of sitting back smugly, knowing Armory Garage is the biggest volume dealer of used cars in the area, sales manager Art Neat tries to improve sales and service daily. For example, at Armory, you'll find easier credit. If you have the ability to pay, they'll say okay and set up a time payment plan custom tailored to your budget. Because of the tremendous volume of new cars sold weekly at Armory Garage, the selection of used cars is unrivaled. You'll find wagons, convertibles, 2- and 4-door sedans, from economy models to prestige automobiles, priced to move. And to keep that car on the move in top condition, Armory mechanics are trained to service all makes and models sold on the Armory lot. For the very best car buy, try Armory Garage first. They're located at Central at Colvin in Albany, open daily, including all day Saturday.
The Dodgers now bring Ron Swoboda into the ball game. The left-hander is firing down the warm-up tosses. Swoboda is making his 41st appearance. Made more appearances than any other pitcher in the National League. He has a record of 2 wins and 3 losses. Swoboda has an earned run average of 2.40. He has been credited with 8 saves so far this year. He has pitched 60 innings and allowed 21 runs, 16 of them earned runs. So in the bottom of the 6th, Jerry Buchek will come up to lead off for the Mets.
Buchek. Second baseman.
Buchek is 2 for 2 here tonight. The score is tied 3-3. Ron Swoboda was born in Patterson, New Jersey. He makes his home now in Northridge, California. A left-hander, he deals the pitch to the right-hand batter, and it's in there for a called strike. Ron Swoboda is on deck for the Mets. Strike 1 pitch, and it is inside as Buchek ran his hand down the bat as though to butt. That brought Bob Bailey in a few steps at third, but the pitch was tight, and the count's 1-1. The 1-1 offering. Swung on and fouled out to the right side, out of play. In the Met bullpen right now, Jack Fisher is tuning up for a future start, and ace relief hurler Hal Rimeth is up and throwing now. This will be a 1-2 delivery to Buchek. Hit on the ground to short, charged by Schofield. Up with it and across to Parker in time. Buchek grounded out. And that will bring up Ron Swoboda, who singled a drive and a run in the 4th. Grounded into a forced play in the 2nd inning. Aronofsky with a pitch to Swoboda. Bunts and misses for strike 1. We found Bob Bailey playing a deep third base, and he was trying to dump that ball down the third baseline and beat it out for a base hit. The count is strike 1 to Swoboda. Pitch is outside for a ball. It's 1-1. And the 1-1 offering swung on him. It's a breaking ball, and he had Swoboda way out in front. It's 1-2. Ron reaches down to get a handful of dirt, get himself settled down a little before stepping back into the batter's box. There's one man out and nobody on base. Aronofsky's 1-2 pitch. Low. Count is even now at 2-2. Jerry Grote swinging at bat on deck. Here's the 2-2 offering. Low. And the count's out full at 3-2 to Swoboda. Dodgers and the Mets play here again tomorrow afternoon. Game time is 2 p.m. It's the concluding game of this set and the concluding game of the homestand. Here's the payoff pitch to Swoboda. Swung out, hit on the ground, foul back of third, out of play. Count holds full at 3-2. And after tomorrow's Jacksonville game, Hawk Taylor will be sent to the California Angels. The Angels, in turn, will option catcher outfielder Ed Kirkpatrick to Jacksonville of the International League. He will still be the property of the Angels. Here's a payoff pitch. Swung on, and there's Swoboda as a strikeout victim. 2 away, and that brings up Jerry Grote. Grote has homered and singled to drive in a run, so he has driven in 2 of the 3 Met runs. Grote's home run in the third broke a long dry spell for the Mets. They had gone scoreless in 22 consecutive innings before Grote had a leadoff homer in the third. Pitch is inside low. It's ball 1. Dodgers 3 and Mets 3. Pitch is on away. It's 2-0. Don Shaw moves out of the dugout to the on-deck circle now. Grote swings the bat as he waits. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Right in there for a called strike. It's 2-1. Grote bats number 8 in the Mets batting order. And the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and hit in the air to center field. Willie Davis range gets over and he hauls it down. So the side is out in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. The end of 6 full innings. The score is the Dodgers 3 and the Mets 3.
Number 2.
Dick Schofield is up against Don Shaw as we go to the 7th inning, and the pitch is low and away, ball 1. Schofield, a switch hitter, so he now has turned around, is hitting right-handed against Don Shaw. Schofield 1 for 3 tonight. Inside and low, 2 balls and no strikes. Schofield got his base hit in the 3rd inning, a line drive right back at Don Cardwell's face, but Don got his glove up there in time to knock it down. The 2-0 delivery by Shaw breaks in at the knees for a strike on a good sinker, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Dodgers 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Foul ball against his leg, and the count is 2-2. The Mets 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Jack Fisher is tuning up for his Tuesday night start against the Giants at Candlestick Park. Bob Shaw is loosening up in the bullpen. Now Shaw tried again on his target. The 2-2 delivery. Another foul ball into the dirt right by home plate. Count remains 2-2. Very interesting baseball quiz tonight. Only 2 active major leaguers have accumulated 400 or more 2-base hits. Can you name the current men of distinction? Well, without knowing, I think I'd say Mantle and Mays. Full count now, 3-2 on Becky Schofield. Willie Davis on deck, and then Len Gabrielson. Here's the 3-2 delivery. Drive hit hard toward the gap in left center. Davis going after it. Can't reach it. The ball's up against the wall for a base hit. Schofield goes into second, standing up with a double. Tommy Davis, after a long run toward the alley in left center, stretched as far as he could. It was just beyond his reach. On the first hop, went up against the wall in left center. The Dodgers have their 8th hit. And now they have the tie-breaking run in scoring position. Well, my guess on Mays and Mantle was half right. Mays is correct. And the other player with over 400 two-base hits is Henry Aaron. Now Willie Davis coming up against Don Shaw. Nobody out, and a bear-down job facing left-hander Don Shaw. Ed Charles even with the bag, wide of the line at third. Bud Harrelson shaded towards second to hold the runner and play the left-hand hitter. Now the pitch on the way. He was around to bunt, didn't offer, and it was inside, ball 1. Twice in tonight's game, the Mets have had to fight from behind. Now they're under pressure once again. And the pitch to Willie Davis, a full swing, and a miss, 1 ball, 1 strike. Lou Johnson has come out on deck. He's going to bat for Len Gabrielson. Johnson, a right-hand hitter. Gabrielson, a left-hand hitter. Don Shaw getting his sign now from Jerry Grote. Down comes the pitch. He turns around to bunt, but doesn't offer, and the ball breaks outside, 2-1. Now some serious work in the Mets bullpen. Ron Taylor and Hal Reniff are both getting ready. We're in the 7th inning. The Dodgers hitting with a score tied, 3-3. Schofield on second, nobody out. Now the pitch. Around the bunt, he lays off, and it's low, ball 3. And Don Shaw now has a 3-1 count on Willie Davis. Pitching 3-1. And it's bunted out in front of the plate. It'll be hard to throw him out. The peg out at first. Oh, what a close play. Willie Davis thought he had it beat. And he's arguing with Tony Benzon, and so is Junior Gilliam. Willie Davis running the runner over. And with that tremendous speed that he has, what a close play that was at first. Jerry Grote to Ed Kranepool just in time. Now Lou Johnson is going to hit for Len Gabrielson. Mets will have to bring their infield in to try and head off Dick Schofield, who's on third with 1 out. Len Gabrielson had a single and a home run, 2 for 3, but Walt Alston going percentage-wise here has Lou Johnson up. Now the pitch by Don Shaw, low and inside, it's ball 1. The Mets have the infield in, trying to choke off the run. Now the pitch on the way. Foul ball on the ground, right straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Veteran Lou Johnson hitting at .277. He was out most of the first half of the year with a fractured ankle. Here's the 1-1 delivery. And a foul ball hit back toward the Dodger dugout. The cleanup batter, Jim Lefebvre, is waiting on deck. Lefebvre, a switch hitter. With Don Shaw in the game, he's timing his swing, batting right-handed. Now Schofield with a lead off third. The count is 1-2. Here's the pitch by Shaw. Foul ball back, no play. Count remains at 1-2 on Lou Johnson. Jim Gilliam coaching at first. Preston Gomez coaching at third. And Schofield leads off third. Now Don Shaw steps off. Lou Johnson really pacing around in that batter's box. Now steps out, takes a couple of phantom swings, and gets back in. Pitching 1-2. And a ground ball hits foul down the third baseline, snagged by Ed Charles. If that ball had been fair, we were going to have a very close play at home. Dodgers 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. New York 3, 7-1. Now Shaw checks the runner. And the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball hit down the third baseline, foul. And again it's grabbed by Ed Charles in foul territory. That's 2 in a row that were foul, but they were close enough to the line so that Charles made a play on them. Schofield led off with a double to left center, and Willie Davis bunted him over to third as the Dodgers try and break the tie. Here's the pitch on the way. Ground ball hit down to third. Charles up with it. Throws home. He is out at home. Schofield is out at home. I'm not sure that Schofield was ever tagged, but it was not necessary. Charles had him nailed dead to rights, and as a result, he tried to circle around Jerry Grote and went out of the baseline. He had been called out by Tom Gorman before Grote put the tag on him. If, in fact, he did ever tag him. He pulled up short about 5 feet from the plate and then started circling away, trying somehow to get around Grote. So now, 2 down. Johnson is on first on the fielder's choice, and the batter is Jim Lefebvre. Here's the pitch on the way. Low and outside, it's ball 1. Don Shaw, working with that sinker and working effectively, got the ground ball he was looking for that could be handled by one of the infielders for a play at the plate. Jim Lefebvre batting right, and the pitch is low, a peg to first. Save. Oh, he just got back. Slow shave. Strong throw by Grote to Kranepool. He almost picked off Johnson. Now the count is 2-0 on Jim Lefebvre, the Dodger cleanup batter. Lefebvre 0 for 3 tonight. And a throw to first by Don Shaw, not in time. Dodgers 3 and the Mets 3, visiting 7th inning. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, a throw to first. He's trying to make second. Kranepool drops the ball, and the throw goes into the outfield. Johnson's now on his way to third. He rounds third and holds up there. The Mets had him, but Kranepool dropped the ball as he was getting ready to throw to second. And then Eddie, in his haste, threw the ball away into the outfield. And Johnson winds up going from first to third. They're going to score it, a stolen base, and an error charged to Kranepool on the throw. Two great throws by Jerry Grote as he went to work on Johnson, but so far it's backfired. 2-1 delivery, inside and low, ball 3. 3-1 now to Jim Lefebvre. I'm a little surprised they have given Johnson a stolen base because he had been picked off by Grote. He was not running trying to steal. He headed for second when he saw he was picked off by a mile. Now the 3-1 pitch. A slow grounder down to third, charged by Charles. He can't make a play, and the tie is broken. In the score comes Lou Johnson. Well, that was about a 30-foot base hit. A slow grounder hit down to third. Charles raced in at full speed. The ball had a lot of spin on it. Johnson picked off. Two great throws by Jerry Grote as he went to work on Johnson, but so far it's backfired. 2-1 delivery, inside and low, ball 3. 3-1 now to Jim Lefebvre. I'm a little surprised they have given Johnson a stolen base because he had been picked off by Grote. He was not running trying to steal. He headed for second when he saw he was picked off by a mile. Now the 3-1 pitch. A slow grounder down to third, charged by Charles. He can't make a play, and the tie is broken. In the score comes Lou Johnson. Well, that was about a 30-foot base hit. A slow grounder hit down to third. Charles raced in at full speed. The ball had a lot of spin on it. He tried to get it with that swiping motion, but was unable to do so. He had an almost impossible play to try and make. It's an infield hit for Lefebvre, and the tie is broken, and the Dodgers lead 4-3. Jim Lefebvre gets an infield hit. Now the pitch on the way, a swing and a miss by Ron Fairley. Well, that was a unique trip around the bases for Lou Johnson. He is now back in the dugout with a tie-breaking run. And the pitch by Don Shaw. Ground ball hit down to Kranepool. Eddie will make the play unassisted, and the count is up. In the top of the seventh, the Dodgers get a run. There were 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. And at the end of 6 1/2, the Dodgers 4 and the New York Mets 3. Lou Johnson stays in the game and goes to left field. Greg Goosen is coming out as a pinch batter as we go to the last of the 7th. And right here we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is the Bright Sound in radio. WGY, a General Electric Broadcasting Company station at 810 on your dial in Schenectady, New York.
Bob Murphy with Lindsey Nelson and Ralph Kiner from Shea Stadium. Last of the 7th inning, the Dodgers lead for the 3rd time tonight. They got the tie-breaking run. Jerry Grote had pegged the first and picked off Lou Johnson. Johnson was cut off by such a wide margin he headed for second. And Kranepool's hurried throw sailed into the outfield. Johnson went to third. And he then came in to score on an infield hit off the bat of Jim Lefebvre. 1 ball and no strikes to Greg Goosen batting for Don Shaw. Now the pitch by Paranowski, a grounder to shortstop. Up for the ball is Dick Schofield, and the peg to first in time. Paranowski in relief has now retired 4 in a row. Paranowski is having a good year. He has the best earned run average on the Dodger pitching staff, 2.4. And he has 8 saves to his credit. He's also been the busiest relief worker. He's in his 41st game here tonight. Bud Harrelson will be hitting right-handed against Paranowski. Now the left-hander's pitch, a strike on the outside corner to Bud. Mets will have their 3rd pitcher in the ball game with the Dodgers hit in the top of the 8th inning. Leon Jones has come out on deck to bat for Larry Stahl.
And a drive in the air to center field. Willie Davis standing there waiting, and he picks it off for the out. But hit that one pretty hard, but straight away and right at center fielder Willie Davis. Now Cleon Jones is going to bat for Larry Stahl. Cleon, a right-hand batter, coming up against the left-hander. Stands the Rheingold Chug-A-Mug, holds 12 ounces of Rheingold Extra Dry. And it has a pull tab, so you don't need it opening. It's about the handiest way there is of quenching your thirst. You'll find Chug-A-Mug on special display at your local stores in New York and New Jersey. Against Don Sutton, Larry Stahl had 2 for 3. But now with the left-hander Peronowski working, Cleon Jones comes up. And a call strike in the outside corner. Peronowski, since coming in from the bullpen, has faced 5 hitters and retired all 5. Tommy Davis waiting on deck. The 1-strike pitch. Ground ball hammered down the third base line, and it is a fair ball played across the diamond by Bailey in time for the out. So Peronowski gets the Mets 1, 2, 3 in the last of the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. That last ground ball was hit right down the line. And at the end of 7, the Dodgers 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The New York Mets 3 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. The big story in the National League, the Cubs and the Cardinals are tied for the National League lead. Cubs have bounced back, winning 8 of their last 9. They won in dramatic fashion at Wrigley Field today, getting a run in the last of the 8th inning, and 2 in the last of the 9th to beat the Giants 6-5. Billy Williams hit 2 home runs, including 1 in the 9th inning that tied the game. Hart and McCovey homered for the Giants. And Marichal left the game in the 6th inning, complaining of pain in his right shoulder. They had a jam ballpark, almost 30,000 at Wrigley Field. Woody Simon pitched a 5-hitter, winning his first game of the year as Pittsburgh beat Houston 15-2. Bo Belinsky was the loser. They're in the 9th inning in Philadelphia with the Phillies leading Cincinnati 7-2 behind Rick Wise. Maloney was knocked out during a 6-run 3rd inning by Philadelphia. Clete Boyer hit his 14th. Henry Aaron a 2-run homer, his 25th of the year. The Braves got a run in the 13th inning and beat St. Louis 5-4. Cecil Upshaw, the winner in relief, and Jack LeMahieu, the loser in relief. Jack is now 1-0 and lost 6. He's been in 4 games since going to St. Louis. He's been a hard-luck pitcher there. He's lost 3 and 4 times out. Detroit beat the Yankees 11-4 at Tiger Stadium. Earl Wilson won his 12th. The loser was Fred Talbot. Mickey Mantle hit his 18th. Horton and Cash hit big home runs for Detroit. Cash a grand slam. The Red Sox a half game out now. Lee Stang shut out Cleveland for them today, and they won 4-0. Yastrzemski hit his 23rd. Washington beat Baltimore tonight 7-5. Pasquale got the win. Rob into the loss. Boy, those Senators have been something of late. Wes Parker is up against Hal Renouf as we go to the 8th inning. This is the 11th appearance for Hal Renouf. Hal now has been in 11 ball games in 22 days. Won 3, lost none, saved 3, worked 19 innings, has given up no runs, and allowed just 8 hits. Innings, he's allowed no runs and just 6 base hits. Now he goes behind on Parker, 2 balls and no strikes. Wes Parker hitting left against Hal Renouf. Now the windup and the pitch thrown. It breaks right in for a strike, 2-1. Don Shaw is out of the game after pitching an inning and a 3rd in relief, and Don had his share of tough luck in this game tonight. 2-1 delivery. A breaking ball, a swing and a miss. Don deserved to be out of the jam in the 7th inning without being scored on. Made one very big pitch. And he got Lou Johnson to hit a ground ball down to Charleston. He nailed Schofield at the plate. Mets had the infield in, and Shaw was going with his sinkers looking for a ground ball to one of the infielders, and he got just what he wanted. And it looked like he was going to be out of trouble. But a wild throw enabled Johnson to go from first to third after Grote had him picked off. He scored the tiebreaker on an infield hit. And a fly ball hit to left center by Parker. Tommy Davis coming hard, so Cleon, and Tommy makes the catch. Tommy caught up with the ball in shallow left center field to retire Parker. Now Johnny Roseboro up against Hal Reynolds. Roseboro has flied to deep center, drawn an intentional walk, and he was robbed of at least a double, possibly a triple, on a miraculous catch up against the wall in distant right center by Larry Stahl. On the outside corner, a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. The play Stahl made on Roseboro his last time up is about as good a play as you can see made in the outfield. He went into that fence going full tilt and made a one-hand grab. Ground ball on the right side of the diamond. Buchek to his glove side is up with it. Throws to Kranepool in time for the out. So 2 up and 2 center side, and now Bailey is coming up. He had a key clutch hit early in the ballgame. When he singled to right with the bases loaded, driving 2 runs in, that was in the 4th inning. It broke a 1-1 tie and put the Dodgers in front 3-1. Mets came right back to tie the game in their half of the 4th inning. The Dodgers then grabbed the lead for the 3rd time with that run in the 7th. And a foul ball on a check swing back up into the crowd. The next pitch by Renup is a breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Final game of the series tomorrow afternoon, and Bob Henley will look for his 5th win against just 1 loss. He draws a tough opponent, an old Mets nemesis, Don Drysdale. Fastball in, a strike, 1-2. Bob Bailey, 1 for 3, 2 RBIs. Ron Paranowski is the on-deck batter. Pitching 1-2. A ground ball hit toward the hole into right field for a base hit. Buchek made a hard run at it. It was just beyond his reach. Bailey is on with a 2-out single, and it brings up Ron Paranowski. This will be Paranowski's first time up. Short inning relief man does not get many times at bat in the course of the year. Paranowski has been in 40 games this year. This is 41. And has bounced foul down the 3rd baseline. To give you an idea, Paranowski leads the National League in appearances. This is his 41st game already, and yet he has been at bat only 5 times. He's had 1 hit and 5 times at bat. You're used mostly in that 8th and 9th innings. You just do not get times at bat. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Al Renup is on in relief for the 11th time in 22 days. The 1-1 pitch. Outside and high, 2 balls and a strike. Al has been getting a lot of work since joining the New York Mets. He has pitched sensationally. Now Renup up in the set position. The 2-1 delivery is hit foul back toward the crowd. And Renup now has a 2-2 count on Paranowski. In the last of the 8th inning, the Mets will have the heart of their batting order coming up against Baranowski. Each manager has used 3 pitchers in tonight's game. Baranowski hitting left. The 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Hal Runup now has gone 20 innings since joining the Mets. He has not given up a run. Each inning that he tacks on adds to his own Mets club record. In the 8th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. At the end of 7 1/2, the Dodgers 4 and the Mets 3. Last of the 8th inning, the heart of the batting order coming up against Baranowski. Tommy Davis, Eddie Kranepool, and Ed Charles. A rhythmic clapping now from the Mets fans here at Jay. Despite the fact that it rained for over an hour just before game time tonight, a crowd of over 33,000 here. Tommy Davis has bounced his short, been struck out, and he was out on a very close play when he tried to bunt his way on with a push bunt in the 6th inning. In comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Baranowski, in 62 innings this year, has given up only 46 hits. Low and outside on a sinker, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ron Baranowski, without a doubt, one of the best trades the Dodgers ever made. Inside and low, it's 2 balls and a strike. The Dodgers got Baranowski for Don Zimmer along toward the end of Don's career. And Baranowski has been one of baseball's top relief stars, and still is. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. It's 2-2 on Tommy Davis. Now the windup by Baranowski and the 2-2 pitch. A grounder hit the shortstop. Big hop for Schofield. And he pegs to first in the dirt, but Parker comes up with it in time, and Tommy Davis is out. Eddie Kranepool coming up. Eddie has flied to center, bounced out to second, and been struck out. Eddie hitting .293 with 8 home runs and 33 runs batted in. Left-hander against left-hander, and the pitch outside and lowest ball 1. Eddie has hit well over 300 against southpaw pitching this year. Mets behind by a run. We're in the last of the 8th inning. Now Baranowski is batting in, and a drive in the air to center field. Willie Davis moves over, he's under it, and he snags it for the out. The ball was hit on the button by Kranepool, but almost directly to Willie Davis. Baranowski, in relief, has now retired all 8 batters that he has faced. So Ed Charles will try and break the string. Ed has bounced to third, been hit by a pitch, and bounced out to short, nothing for 2. Ed batting .268, and the pitch is outside, ball 1. Baranowski came in the game in the 6th inning when it was tied. He protects the lead. It's his win. And a swing and a miss on an off-speed breaking ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Baranowski throws a lot of slow breaking stuff, changes speeds very effectively, and keeps the ball down. Jerry Buchek on deck, then Ron Swoboda if the Mets can get something going. The 1-1 pitch, low and outside, 2 balls and a strike to Ed Charles. Dodgers 4 and Mets 3. We're in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 2-1 delivery. Hit hard, a base hit through the hole to left field. Now the tying run is on with 2 men down. Jerry Buchek has 2 for 3 tonight. Jerry has singled to right, singled to left, and bounced out to short. Buchek hitting .242. Jerry has good power. He has 9 home runs and 24 runs batted in. And Buchek wants umpire Tom Gorman to have a look at the ball, and we get a new ball in play. Baranowski has set down 8 straight. But Ed Charles knifed the base hit through the hole to left field. Now Ron Baranowski working from the stretch. Delivers outside and high. 1 ball, no strike. Dick Schofield doing some work now in the Mets bullpen. And the breaking ball is over at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dodgers have a left-hander staying ready, Dick Egan. One and one on Jerry Buchek. Here's the pitch on the way. And it's lined over second into center field, a base hit. Charles around second will stop there as Willie Davis plays the ball in. And now the tying run is on second base as Jerry Buchek gets his 3rd hit of the game. Ron Swoboda with 1 for 3 stepping in. Big banner down the right field line in the field box area being held high in the air now that says Swoboda is the greatest. The outfield rather deep and swung around toward left. And that's where the base hit could get even right now. Twice before tonight they fought from behind. Baranowski is in the set position. Here's the pitch. Strike in the outside corner, and Swoboda did not like the call. Ed Charles on second, Jerry Buchek on first, 2 men down. The Mets starting this rally with 2 outs. Last of the 8th inning, Dodgers 4 and the Mets 3. Now Roseboro signs for the next delivery. Ron Swoboda cocks the bat. Here's the pitch. Way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. In tonight's game, Jerry Grote has driven in 2 runs, and Ron Swoboda drove the other run in. Ron singled home. A run in the 4th inning when the Mets battle from behind to tie it up. The 1-1 delivery. Breaking ball in the dirt. Nice scoop on the part of Johnny Roseboro. And it's 2 balls and a strike. So the suspense is building. Looks like Phil Regan's going to get the call out in the Dodger bullpen now. So it's going to be Bob Miller to work with Dick Egan. Now Baranowski into the set position. Here's the pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3. Jerry Grote is the on-deck batter. Baranowski, working very cautiously to Ron Swoboda, has now gone behind 3-1. Willie Davis swings a little more over toward left center. He's guarding the gap in left center against Ron Swoboda. The infield is back deep, 2 men down. Charles on second, Buchek on first. Mets trail by 1 run. Now Baranowski into the stretch. Here's the pitch on the way. Outside, the bases are loaded. toss to Paranowski, and now Jerry Grote is coming up with the bases loaded. Jerry has been the batting star of the game for New York. He hit a home run in the third inning tonight to tie the game 1-1. And then he singled to left field in the fourth inning to tie the game 3-3. So for the third time tonight, Jerry Grote is hoping to tie the ball game up. Jerry's home run that tied the game in the third was his fourth of the year. The bases are loaded. Ed Charles is on third. Jerry Buchek on second. Ron Swoboda is on first. 2 men away. The Mets need the base hit. Paranowski will now work from the windup. Here's the pitch on the way. Strike on the inside corner of the knee. Dodgers have the infield back beat. The outfield is tried to left against Jerry Grote. The tying run 90 feet away at third. The lead runner's run second. And now as Paranowski delays between pitches, Grote asks for time, and he steps back for a moment. Jerry trying to break the tension. Lashes the bat around, now cocks it. Here's the pitch. Bounced foul off the plate, then right straight back. And now Paranowski is out in front on Grote, 2 strikes. Now Renner kneeling in the on-deck circle and sweating it out. Big crowd here at Shea, silent at the moment, waiting and hoping. Paranowski pitching very deliberately. Now he's about set. Here's the windup by Paranowski and the pitch. Ground ball hit down to third, foul. No play, it was a foul ball. And Grote gets another shot at it. Now Jerry wants the rosin bag to tighten up that grip. Everybody going with the crack of the bat, and they head back now. Charles is on third, Buchek on second, Swoboda on first, 2 men away. Paranowski with a 2-strike advantage, pitching to Jerry Grote. The veteran southpaw into his windup. Here's the pitch. Inside, he gets away from the catcher, racing down the line. Wait a minute, it may have been a foul ball. Foul ball, says Tom Gorman. The ball broke off the bat handle as Grote fell back from the plate. It was not detected. Everybody was running. Not only did Charles come in, but Buchek also came in, but Roseboro never went after the ball, indicating that he knew it was a foul ball all the way. When Buchek saw that Roseboro wasn't going after the ball, he rounded third and he was heading home. But it was a foul ball. Pitch was way inside by Paranowski. Grote falling back from the plate, it went off the bat handle. Count remains a strike 2. Now Paranowski gets his sign from Johnny Roseboro as the 3 runners take a lead. And Paranowski steps off, chasing Charles back toward third. And now Grote gets out of the batter's box, and again he wants the rosin bag. Suspense? Yes, indeed. Paranowski takes that big, deep breath to relax himself as he looks into Roseboro for the next delivery. Now the runners grab a lead. Here's the windup by Paranowski and the pitch. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. Paranowski bailing out of a big jam. Strikes out Jerry Grote. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 3 left on. At the end of 8 innings, the Dodgers 4 and the Mets 3.
This is the Bright Sound in radio. WGY, a General Electric Broadcasting Company station at 810 on your dial in Schenectady, New York.
Schofield has a single and double in 4 times up. And he's batting left against Renner. Breaking ball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. So near and yet so far. Foul ball on the ground, right straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here in the ninth inning, Hal Reniff will be facing Schofield, Willie Davis, and Lou Johnson. Now the windup by Hal. Here's his pitch. A foul ball hit down the left field line and into the field box area. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Veteran Dick Schofield batting at 224. That's for the infield around toward right against Schofield. Now the fastball is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. For New York, Don Cardwell pitched into the 6th inning. Don Shaw worked an inning and a third, and now Hal Reniff is working his 2nd inning. Pitching 2-2. Just missed with a curve inside, and a full count of 3-2. Don Cardwell looked much better tonight. Looks like his arm's getting stronger, and he's about ready to really stretch it out. 3-2 delivery. Well hit fly ball to right field, way back. Back goes Swoboda. He has a play. Makes the catch in front of the bullpen fence. Ron Swoboda right back to the bullpen fence for that one. Now Willie Davis coming up. Willie has 1 for 3, a single to center in the 3rd inning. Willie Davis batting at 263. In the home 9th inning, the Mets will have Hal Reniff scheduled up, followed by Bud Harrelson and then Cleon Jones. Foul ball hit down the left field line, no play. One strike count on Willie Davis. The outfield deep and around to right against Willie. He's hitting out of an overly closed stance. And he goes after a breaking ball that was down in the dirt and just foul tipped it. The count is strike 2. Los Angeles 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors. New York 3 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. Dodgers have had the lead 3 times. 2-strike delivery, outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. For those of you who joined us a little late, Gabrielson homered in the 1st for the Dodgers, but Jerry Grote homered in the 3rd to tie the game 1-1. In the 4th inning, Bailey singled to right with the bases loaded, putting Los Angeles in front 3-1. Ground ball to shortstop, snagged by Harrelson. The overhand tag and plenty of time to get Willie Davis 2 down. Mets came back again in the last of the 4th inning with Ron Swoboda driving in a run, and then Jerry Grote once again tying the game with a base hit. When Grote was struck out by Paranowski with the bases loaded in the 7th, had he tied the ball game up, it would have been the 3rd time that he had tied the game up tonight. Almost too much to ask. Now Lou Johnson up against Hal Reniff, and it's inside, ball 1. 2 outs and nobody on, top of the 9th inning. And a line shot over second into center field, a base hit by Lou Johnson. That will be the 11th hit in the game for the Dodgers. And it brings up the switch-hitting cleanup batter, Jim Lefebvre. A smash hit toward the middle for a base hit by Lefebvre. Johnson around second, heading for 3rd. Cleon Jones playing the ball back in. And now the Dodgers have runners at the corners with 2 men down. Ron Fairley, the right fielder, coming up. Fairley has a single and 4 times up the season. Here's the pitch on the way. Hit hard, caught by Kranepool. Oh, what a line drive. Snagged by Eddie Kranepool, and the side is out. That ball was hit about as hard as you can hit one, and Kranepool got the glove up in a hurry and flagged it down. The side is out. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. At the end of 8.5 innings, the Dodgers 4 and the Mets 3. Last of the ninth inning, New York 1 run behind. Bob Johnson will bat for Hal Renouf. Bob has 7 hits and 19 times at bat as a pinch hitter. And on the year since joining New York, Bob is hitting .325. Hal Renouf worked 2 scoreless innings of relief. And now, in 22 days, has made 11 appearances, worked 21 innings, allowed no runs and just 9 hits. 1-3 and saved 3. Baranowski winds the pitch to Johnson, inside and low, ball 1. Hal Renouf has set a new Mets club record for consecutive scoreless innings by a pitcher. He erased the old record held by Dennis Rybat at 18. Renouf now has 21. Ground ball, tapped foul off to the left. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Bob Johnson. Bud Harrelson, the on-deck batter, and then Cleon Jones. Bill Regan and Bob Miller are both ready in the Dodger bullpen. Now Baranowski's 1-1 pitch. Low and outside. The sinker's just missing. It's 2 balls and a strike. Bud Harrelson will be looking for his first hit of the game when he comes up. He hit the ball hard his last time up a line drive to center. There's a base hit through the hole to left field. The tying run is on as Johnson delivers again as a pinch hitter. Bob now has 8 for 20 as a pinch hitter. Bud Harrelson coming up. Dick Selma is coming in from the bullpen. And he's going to run for Bob Johnson. Selma has good speed, and so Wes Western wants him in there now in what appears to be a bunt situation. Bob Bailey moving in very close at third now as the Dodgers play for the sacrifice bunt. Baranowski set. Here's the pitch. And he guides the ball. It is a foul ball. A foul ball. Roseboro tried to grab it almost before it hit the ground. But it was a foul ball. He grabbed it just across the line in foul territory. Tough bunting situation here for Bud Harrelson, the way the Dodgers are playing it. They are playing it as though nothing else could possibly happen. Charging right in on top of the hitter. Wes Parker has that great speed. So he gets in very close. Bailey is flying in very close at the outset. A 1-strike count on Bud Harrelson. Now the stretch by Baranowski. He turns around, doesn't offer, it's high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Baranowski, normally a low ball pitcher, but he wanted that one up there where it'd be hard to lay down. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Cleon Jones is waiting on deck, and then Tommy Davis. So this one has been a suspense-type game all the way. Baranowski with a count of 1-1 to Bud Harrelson. Selma leads off first. They look for the bunt. Now Baranowski steps off. Everybody ready to shift in the Dodger infield on defense. Baranowski ready. Here's the pitch on the way. He didn't square around. It looked like he was going to take a cut, and it was outside. 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike. Bill Regan and Bob Miller are both ready in the Dodger bullpen. Mets have right-hand batters. Harrelson hitting now. Jones on deck, and then Tommy Davis. The count is 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. He squares around, bunts, and it is a fair ball. The play is going to second in time. Parker, with that speed, got in there quick enough to snag the bunt and throw to second for the 4th play on Dick Selma. looked like a good bunt when it was first laid down by Bud Harrelson, but the credit belongs to Wes Parker. He was a good bunt. And speed on the lines in Bud Harrelson. Here's the tying run, one man down. Now the pitch by Kranepool. The runner goes. A ground ball to short. He steps on second, throws to first. Safe. The ball was dropped by Parker, or the game would have been over. The throw was low in the dirt. You can't fault Parker. He tried to make a backhand pickup. He had it in his glove for just an instant, and had he held on, that was going to be a double play. The Mets were playing hit and run, and the ball was hit right up the middle. And the shortstop, Schofield, grabbed the ball near second, stepped on second, and threw on to first. It's up to Tommy Davis, 2 men down. Tommy hitless in 4 times up this evening. The pitchers of record are Ron Swoboda and Don Shaw. The Dodgers lead 4-3. We're in the last of the 9th. Swoboda is working his 4th inning of the game. Veteran left-hander checks his runner. The pitch to Tommy Davis is a strike at the knees. One strike count on Tommy Davis. Tommy hitting .306. Has gone 0 for 4 this evening. Here's the winning run at bat. Jones, the tying run on first. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball, and the count is strike 2. Tommy gave that one a hard cut, trying to get it. Now Kranepool has a 2-strike advantage, pitching to Tommy Davis. A Dodger victory, and they would be 2.5 games in front of New York in the standings. If the Mets can pull it out, they would be a half game behind the Dodgers. Now Kranepool has his sign. Jones leading off first. And a throw to first. Leon gets back. Dodgers manufactured the go-ahead run with 2 down in the 7th. Tommy Davis cop-peeling the bat around. Now cocks it. Here's the pitch to him. And a ground ball hit slowly to shortstop. Schofield grabs it. The throw to first. A low throw held on to by Parker, and the Dodgers win. What a play by Wes Parker. He is really about as much first baseman as you can hope to see. He made a couple of big plays in the last of the 9th inning. He had to dig a mean throw out of the dirt, which he did, and the ball game is over. The Dodgers win it by 1 run. In the 9th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. Final score, the Dodgers 4 and the Mets 3. We'll be back with a recap in just a moment. Now, here's a word from Rheingold.
Look, you can't pull the wool over their eyes. You can't get the public around here. You can't put one over on these guys. They'll plot you right out on your ear. In this town, either you have it or you don't. Either you're a pro or you won't get very far.
There are 302 beers trying to make it in New York, from all over. But only one beer has made it to the top. The rich, dry lager, Rheingold. In this town, either you have it or you don't.
In this town, either you have it or you don't. Either you're a pro or you won't get very far. Either you have it or you don't.
Rheingold.
Well, here at Shea Stadium tonight, 33,715 watched a grueling, tense, and exciting ball game. The Dodgers taking the lead for the 3rd and final time in the 7th inning, defeating the New York Mets 4-3, and the Dodgers now lead the Mets by 2.5 games in the standings. Los Angeles scored in the first on a home run by Len Gabrielson, his 6th of the year. Jerry Grote homered, his 4th of the year, and the 3rd to tie the game 1-1. In the fourth inning, Bob Bailey singled to right with the bases loaded, driving 2 runs in, and the Dodgers were in front 3-1. But New York came challenging right back in the last of the fourth inning. Ron Swoboda drove in a run, and Jerry Grote, for the second time, tied the game when he singled home the tying run. And the game stayed 3-3 until the seventh inning, and that proved to be the heartbreak inning of the night for the New York Mets. With 2 outs and a runner on first, the runner was Liz Johnston, and Don Shaw on the mound. And at the time, it appeared Don had worked his way out of a jam when he had forced a good hitter Johnson to hit a ground ball to third, and Charles had fired home to get Schofield at the plate. But with Johnson on first and 2 down, Jerry Grote picked him off by such a wide margin that Johnson took off for second, and Kranepool buried through, sailed into the outfield. Johnson went all the way to third and scored the winning run on an infield hit down the third baseline by Jim Lefebvre. Don Cardwell, Don Shaw, and Hal Reniff worked for New York. Reniff pitching 2 scoreless innings to run his string now to 21. For the Los Angeles Dodgers, Don Sutton, Jim Brewer, and Ron Paranowski worked. Paranowski, having a good year, worked the last 4 innings, did not give up a run, and gets the victory. The Dodgers, 4 runs, 12 hits, no errors, 10 left. New York, 3 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors, 9 left. Paranowski, the winner in relief, he's now 3-4. Don Shaw, the loser in relief. Don has won 2 and lost 4. Tomorrow, the final game of the series and the homestand. Bob Henley, 4-1, pitching for the New York Mets, and he draws an old Mets nemesis in Don Drysdale. Game time tomorrow, 2 p.m. New York Mets baseball has been brought to you by Rheingold Beer as another in its continuing parade of major sports events.